Okay, so how many of you have a time management challenge? Your to-do list is very long.
Me.
Everyone?
Yes,
Everyone has
everyone
got
knows
time
48
management.
hours.
How many of you are surprised that how do I manage my time?
Me.
Even I am surprised, Suresh.
He says, how can you accomplish so much? And you do everything. सब कर लेते हो जो भी होता है. कुछ भी नहीं छूटता. I'll take you, the reason behind it is personal development is a very, very important thing. I interviewed a Canadian guy, real estate guy. He said that this year I'm planning to spend $500,000 on personal development. $500,000 on personal development. And his life changed. He went to jail because of his divorce or something, and he rebuilt his life, and within 2 years, he's a multi-millionaire in real estate business. And he says, credit goes to my personal development, the books I read, and the coaches and the trainers I have. My reason of time management is that 25 years ago, I attended a 2 full days seminar by an American lady on time management. That time, the concept did not exist at all. Since then, I am using my diary very, very efficiently. My notebook is always there. My to-do list, my journal, and my important things to accomplish today, everything written down. So nothing gets left. Most of the time, 99%, I'm able to reply back messages. How many of you get always reply from your messages? If you message me. How many of you get call back from me when you call and I don't pick up?
Yeah, me too.
So all these things, and the best thing I learned 25 years ago, that lady played a James Bond tune. The James Bond intro when the movie starts, and he comes and takes. So he said, you have to be James Bond in your life. उसको कोई गोली नहीं लगती है. He's never defeated. So you go home and चिड़ाए हुए बैग रखा, खुजलाए हुए कि मेरा बड़ा बिजी दिन रहा, बड़ा बहुत थक के आया हूँ, हर एक पे लड़ रहे हो, हर एक पे मार रहे हो. Go home like a winner. I had a winning day today. I accomplished so much. I met such exciting people. So that became my life's mantra. That everything is a win. That doing this and meeting you all is a win. It's a matter to be celebrated, matter to be happy about. So let's start, ladies and gentlemen. The program, that time I paid over $1 lakh to do this, which has helped me what I am today. Raji, please keep muting people. So I had sent a couple of exercises. I hope everybody got it. So we'll go through one by one also during the session. Whatever we need to do here, we'll do here. Whatever you need to do tomorrow, Sunday, or in the fortnight, you do it then. Whatever is important one, we'll cover here, or we'll just browse through everything that what is this all about. Okay, so let's move on to the session. So as always, my first slides are always gratitude slides. So beside time management, this gratitude, everyday writing that what I'm grateful for, my health, family, all of you, network, even my, cook, my network, Pradeep, my staff, everybody I'm grateful for. The person who helped me reverse my diabetes, my coach, everybody, the other trainers and coaches we learn from. So Saransh, I've done again as usual this presentation. So thank you, Saransh. He just joined. Saransh, we missed your introduction. Would you like to come and say 15-second elevator pitch and one good thing?
Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much, sir, for this warm address. So, if you're facing issues with your branding, lead generation, and driving the right ROI from your marketing, then I'm the guy for you to go. So, anybody who has an annual spend of at least 25 lakhs for their marketing spend, I can improve your ROI by 3x. Thank you.
Fantastic. One good thing. मैं बताऊं तो
So,
बताओगे.
one good thing. Okay. So, 2 weeks back. So, guys, I at one point lost about 65 kgs of weight. I used to weigh a lot. I lost 65 kgs and then I gained back about 18 kgs something. And then 2 weeks back, sir really hit me hard. You know that you really need to do something. I think 3 weeks back or something like that, about 20 days back. And since then, I have lost about 10 kgs.
3
Oh,
हफ्ते
wow.
में एक इसके
Great
मैंने कान
achievement.
पकड़े थे और इसने 10 फिर लूज किया. और एक और अच्छी चीज है, मैं बताऊंगा तो बताएगा.
Oh yeah, another good news. I'm getting hitched. So this January I'm getting engaged, and February I'm getting married.
Oh,
Whoa.
congratulations.
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 Sir, so many good things. We celebrated 5th anniversary of my company, Uniworld.
हमको आना है ना उधर हमको invitation
Great, congratulations.
And he is starting a new vertical after doing a one-to-one coaching session with his $1 billion idea. Is the
Yeah.
weight loss keto products.
We are entering into nutrition products, especially keto at the moment, but we will keep upgrading ourselves as new diet patterns come in. So yes,
Wonderful.
all due to mentorship of Sir. So it has been a really life-changing experience for me.
Very nice. Thank you, Saransh.
Thank you, sir, so much.
Next is Sarthak is not here. He's been helping me with my lead generation for all the webinars. So I'm getting regular webinars 3 times a week, and all campaigns are run by him. My Instagram post, whatever you see, is done by Sarthak, and nowadays he's doing the YouTube channel also. Sushil Rajput for all the help in personal branding and uploading these courses, editing these courses. So thank you, Sushil, also for maintaining Tajurba Academy. And now we have an in-house editor also. Good thing has happened that we have काम इतना ज़्यादा बढ़ गया कि we need to. Sushil was not able to cope up, and the whole idea is that before the next session, everything should be uploaded on Tajurba Academy. चाहे वो हमारा weekly session और weekly तो repeat है, we don't need to every time do it unless we do something new. But CBLM whole day takes away lots and lot of time of Sushil. So we have now in-house editor, and he's an animation expert also. So my videos will also be very, very nice. And then CBLM also be uploaded before the next session. So because of that, now we have in-house person also. So thank you to Sushil also. But Tajurba Academy will be maintained by Sushil as long as he has time and he can do it.
Thank you, sir.
All right. So last but not the least, thank you to the lady for all the support and growing Tajurba from the other end. So she's independently handling the Tajurba part, growing pan-India Tajurba with Shailendra Chaurasia. So both of them, thank you very much for taking care of that part and relieving me from that so that I can focus on training and feed you more and more members from this side. All right, so remember that time is money. बहुत पुरानी कहावत है. It's a very, very old saying. But we do not really treat it as a money. And during the course today, you will understand that how you form your habits, how you do your to-do list, and what part of brain that forms the habit, and what goes into having all this time management organized for you. So routine brings freedom. We think to achieve more, we need to do more, but in reality, to achieve more, we need to become more. When you become more, you achieve more by doing less. Read this carefully. Take a screenshot. Read it as many times as you want to. The whole time management is summarized in this. We think to achieve more, we need to do more. But in reality, to achieve more, we need to become more. And when you become more, you achieve more by doing less. Then you do less and less and less. I do my 8 hours sleep. Nowadays, I'm getting a half an hour, 1 hour nap during the day also. It's becoming more relaxing. And then I do more also. And I do less also. And I accomplish everything, whatever I need to accomplish every day. So income seldom exceeds personal development. As I mentioned in the beginning of this session, that income is in direct proportion to your personal development. It can be through mentors, coaches, books, YouTube videos, whatever way you want to learn. But some part of the day, 5am club people always read in the morning. People like me, I watch my YouTube video wherever I have to learn from, or any other course I have to do. This is done at night. But ultimately, whatever time and money you spend on personal development is direct proportion to your income. Because this is where the growth happens. When we say there are 3 most dangerous words in English language, 3 most dangerous words, those are I know everything. The moment you say that, I know everything, you are dead. You are done with your life. You stop growing. People say old habits don't change. I believe in old habits die hard. But change, yes, definitely possible. I have been able to change a lot of habits, even my overeating habit, my drinking habit, my smoking habit, everything is gone. I have zero craving for anything. Very set routine and diet. It's there in my subconscious mind. It's now a habit. Exercise is my habit. I do it. Even in my bedroom. All of you must have seen that nitric oxide dump. The 3-minute exercise keeps me fit whole day. If you haven't seen, go YouTube and see that nitric oxide dump on my channel. The 3-minute exercise in your bedroom will make you active for 24 hours. Even you can repeat it 3-4 times in a day. You don't need any equipment, any gym or nothing. It gives you 1 hour of gymming benefits. So rituals. This is called savers. First of all, silence. These are the daily rituals you need to do where you are in complete silence. Then affirmations are a very important part of our life. You must have seen in our programs, the networking affirmation, billionaire affirmations, everything we have affirmation. No rocket science, you can develop your own affirmation, 1-liner, 3-liners, 5-liners, but do it every day and that gets engraved. You know, my affirmation, what was my affirmation was? Last 2-3 years, my affirmation was that I want to live 100 years with 75 kg weight and a great health. So I didn't want to be 75 kg with diseases. You can achieve 75. If wrong affirmation, you say 75, the universe will give you 75, but not necessarily with good health. So it is very important to send a very clear message. And my message was, I want to live 100 years. 75 kg weight with great health and all parameters normal. And I have achieved that. That is manifested. And I have achieved people like Dr. Amit Verma, Dr. Praveen Patel in my life. He says, pandemic open, you come once every 3 months to Baroda and I'll reduce your biological age by 30 years. That's the promise. They say you can live 130 years. With this health, 100 you can live on your own. But 30 I can give you. So what a wonderful gift. That is the power of manifestation, that you do affirmations and you attract situations and people in your life. And I'll take you through what all the achievements are happening because of that. Visualization. How many of you have seen that creative visualization meditation by Uma on YouTube? Umaji, I'm hearing some background noises, please.
Yeah, I think Kant was on.
Okay, so Umaji, post your YouTube link. Do that meditation at least 30 days, morning, evening, and some affirmation. If you can do 90, wonderful. And you will see that, you will, within a year, you will manifest whatever you want.
So we all had learned in our last session how to create your own affirmations as well. In whatever areas you are struggling. So you got to follow those rules and create your affirmations that lead you towards those goals. wherever you're struggling.
So this is all we are coming to creating a foundation for your time management. Directly, it has got nothing to do with time management, but ultimately time management is what? Achieving your goals. And this is all part of achieving your goals. Exercise is also a ritual. You must do, even if you do 3, if you do more, you go walking 1 hour, everything very good. But must do this nitric oxide dump. Is so powerful. It's so powerful. I can't explain you the amount of energy I get from it. And you also can feel that energy. And people ask me, reading, I'm today whatever I am. School and college gave me nothing except to read books. And then I've read books, over 1,000 books are right now lying in my office. And then over 200-300 are in my Kindle. And every day I keep buying books. Whatever you tell me this book is good, I'll buy, I'll keep it. I may not read it in next 1 year, but I have it and I'll keep on finishing. 1 chapter a day, 1 video, YouTube video a day to keep me updated. And then writing. So your journal writing, we'll talk about it, but we're writing books, we are writing journals. I'm writing content every day for these CBLM, for my YouTube live every day. A lot of time goes into writing, but you must write something every 15 every day, 15-20 minutes to half an hour. So getting into your flow state. Once you have achieved this concentration, what you learn today, and you get into the doing something, time ka pata nahi lagega. One night I remember I kept walking. By the time I realized it was 7 a.m. in the morning. 7 a.m. in the morning. That is the flow state. You know, you don't even need breaks sometimes. Break bhi aisa lagta hai kuch time waste ho raha. Whereas the break is very, very necessary, you learn today to have more focus. But this is the state when you achieve this flow. Wow. Then you can accomplish so much in life. This is one of my favorite Seneca on the shortness of 2,000-year-old secret. He said it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Yes, we definitely waste a lot. Life is long enough and a sufficiently generous amount has been given to us for the highest achievement. If it were all well invested, but when it is wasted in heedless luxury and spent on no good activity, we are forced, at least by death's final constraint, to realize that it has passed away before we knew it was past. So it is, we are not given a short life, but we make it short, and we are not ill-supplied but wasteful of it. Amazing, amazing. One of the best quote on time management. One of the both. So your time to be well invested. We all spend time. Yes. We all spend time. We all use time. We all waste time. But think about it. How many people invest their time well, just like somebody invests their money, they put it in the stock market or the bank. They put it in real estate. They invest in assets that manage their time well, invest their time well. The people that invest their time well, that's what time management is all about. Whatever you do today, whatever you are today actually, is the result of whatever activities you have been doing in the past. And what you start doing today is going to shape your tomorrow and to your future. To be mindful and careful that how you plan your day, how you spend your week, how you spend your month, how you spend your year is going to shape up your next year and years to come. That means they spend their time in things that will pay them or return either immediately or in the future. So when you spend your time and invest your time judicially, then you are very, very mindful that either you are getting ROI right now or you are getting ROI in future. When we do digital media, the first question Every penny, every money I spend on nothing except ROI. Whatever branding hota rahega, sab hota rahe. But if I'm earning money, I will do it. Otherwise, I will do it myself. So it means you invest your time in a way that will give you a return. ROI is the keyword. Anything that doesn't give you return is time wasted. Any activity, business activity, personal activity, even investment of time in relationships, building network, investing time with your spouse, spending time with your family has returns. Not necessarily everything has return in money part, but return in happiness is also there. Yes or yes? If you agree with that, type agree in the comment box. So these are the two activities, income producing activities and income reducing activities. During your working hours, every activity you do, you should note it down at the end of the day in bullet point. Whether that is an income producing activity or income reducing activity. Now I want everyone take a minute, because 24 hours we all remember. Just write down that the activities you did yesterday, just bullet point which were the income reducing activities in your working time, which were the income producing activities. If you have a notepad, if you don't have, pick it up. Whatever you remember from tomorrow, if you forget some point is fine, but normally we remember. I do it at night. That what main activities, I'll tell you how to write a great journal. But get into the habit of doing this brain malish. You will never see people who know me, Uma knows me. There is no gossip on the phone in the working day. Zero gossip. I don't even now have time to gossip in my free time. Even काम के बंदों को I tell them call me on Sunday. That's the only time I have to talk on the phone now. It's so productive my time is. No one visits me without anything in my office. We'll have dinner, come, okay, Saturday evening we'll have dinner or Sunday evening we'll have dinner. Now I'm inviting all the leadership team to win award, dinner with the founders. So that Sunday is also gone with them.
तो सर आपके लिए वो गाना बिल्कुल एप्ट बैठता है, दिल ढूंढता है फिर वही फुर्सत के रात दिन.
नहीं ढूंढता, मुझे बहुत फुर्सत है दोस्त, मैं सो भी लेता हूँ, संडे को मूवी भी देखता हूँ उमा के साथ और डिनर पे भी लोगों को इनवाइट करता हूँ. But working time is definitely, see, this is the time. If we decide that 10 to this much time or 11 a.m. to this much time I'm on work, then seriously I'm on work.
Okay.
So that's the point I'm trying to make here, that should be your income producing activity.
सबसे बढ़िया बात what I feel I find in you कि आपके चेहरे पे स्ट्रेस नहीं दिखता है. अगर आप you are so busy, जो आपके चेहरे पे स्ट्रेस नहीं दिखता ना, that is amazing thing. I don't know आपके अंदर स्ट्रेस है कि नहीं है, बट चेहरे पे, बातों में एंजाइटी कहीं नहीं दिखता कि आपकी इतनी मीटिंग्स है, इतनी शेड्यूल है. ये भी आज जरूर बात करना कि कैसे रखना है अपने आप को दिखे कैसे दिखे.
स्ट्रेस होता तो बीमारियों में निकल के आता.
अच्छा.
फिर मेरे घुटनों का इलाज चल रहा होता, मेरे बैक का इलाज चल रहा होता. So with this exercise I used to have lower back pain. जब मैंने स्टेज शुरू किया था, I was 110 किलो, तो मैं 10-10 घंटे जब खड़ा हो रहा था तो मेरे को I had that lower back pain. So that was Dr. Hitesh Khurana helped me, Dr. Amit Verma helped me, but reducing weight is gone. And this nitric oxide dump, because exercise increases dopamine increases happiness. And then I'm internally very excited to meet people. So every day I do 3-4-1-2, and that brings a lot of joy to me. Then people's life change, like Saransh is starting $1 billion business. He will get his billion, I'll get 10 billion joy.
Wow. Wow.
So that also is a joy for me. Your success is joy for me, तो फिर क्या रह गया जिंदगी में?
क्या बात है, क्या बात है. Excellent.
Okay, who would like to go IPA IRS? One or two sharings.
Sir, this is Babita.
Yes, Babita. Go ahead.
Yesterday, my day was morning exercise. I did meditation. I did pranayams. I did the data collection process for my website and visited doctor to fix my back pain. Again, referred by Amit Vermaji. It's been a very nice experience. That was my income increasing activities, and not producing is like I indulged in overeating yesterday, and that led to sleep.
Okay. Vittal, go ahead. Unmute and speak. Vittal, we can't hear you.
Can't hear you.
Yesterday, I got first small webinar within our family, 5 to 6 in the evening. But there, instead of 15 people, only 3 people attended it. But I started a small beginning in my journey. And second thing was in 7 to 9, I attended digital footprint program by our Kumar Saurabh. So these are the 2 income generation activity I can say yesterday I encountered.
Any
Thanks.
income reducing activity you can identify?
I read a paper for about a half an hour to 1 hour. I don't think that will be an income reducing activity. Updating of our knowledge, which will be useful to us during our online session, etc.
Okay, great, great. Who else would like to share? Yes,
Jitendra.
Jitendra.
Sir, my income producing activity yesterday, what I did was I had a client meeting, which was very, very important. And I was thinking about my business, how to, place my strategies, and also talking to some of my clients. That was a kind of income producing activities for me. Income reducing or wasting activities was maybe I spent a little bit time on social media, and I was sometimes thinking too much. I feel that was a waste of time for me.
Nice. Thank you for sharing. Who else would like to go?
Yeah, I would like to share. Yesterday my income increasing activity was I made a video according to SOPs that the government has released for opening schools, because I am into COVID essential products and government has specified lots of products school owners do not know. So I made a very lengthy, very worked upon with a team, made a video, audio and everything, worked upon 5-6 hours on that video's content, and I think we'll be editing today and releasing it today. That would help me to boost my business, and that would help others to solve their problems, that what government SOP is there. And income reducing activity was that last night when I came at 9:30, 10 o'clock, I was very tired. I fought with my wife and she really said, तुम्हारे काम से मुझे कुछ लेना देना नहीं, तुम स्ट्रेस हो क्या हो, जो मर्जी करके आओ, तमीज से रहा करो घर पे. So I think that was my income reducing activity yesterday. तो मैंने सीख लिया. अभी सर ने सुबह बोला कि जब तुम घर पे आओ तो जेम्स बॉन्ड की तरह हो कि तुम्हें गोली नहीं लग सकती. तब मुझे रियलाइज हुआ कि मैं इतना स्ट्रेस था कल रात को, इतना थका हुआ था मैं, तो आई फेल्ट कि अरे मुझे 2 मिनट तो सांस तो लेने दो. बट इट वाज नॉट लाइक दैट. इट शुड बी लाइक अरे मैं इतना कुछ करके आया हूँ आज तुम्हारे लिए, वाओ आई लव यू सो मच. तो आई थिंक आज मेरा अप्रोच थोड़ा चेंज होने वाला है.
Good.
Very nice. Who else? Saloni, go ahead.
So I'll start with personal development. I'm part of a book club. So I read about 64 pages of Jim Collins' Good to Great.
Very nice book. I have an audio book on this.
Okay.
तो एक तो मैंने ये कल एक पर्सनल डेवलपमेंट का करा. फिर रात को आई एम ऑल्सो पार्ट ऑफ a direct marketing company called Vestige. So I made 2 registrations there yesterday. So it's going to help me generate more income. And then I attended another personal development workshop at night, 9:30 to 10:30, which is a regular training. Then during the day, I recorded an interview for with the HR Success Talk. It's an HR platform. And उनका 7th of November को एक webinar होने वाला है. और अभी हम एक playlist create कर रहे हैं which will go on YouTube. So topic was on emotional intelligence. Why is it important in today's workplace? And how leaders can develop, and why it is important for happier and healthier workplaces, employee engagement. So इसके ऊपर हमारे कल कुछ videos कल बैठ के हमने ये करे. So that is how my day went.
Very nice. Any income reducing activity you want to talk about?
So I spent some time on getting my house cleaned yesterday because we festival season आ रहा है, so maid को पकड़ के कुछ सफाइयाँ करवाई मैंने. So probably it was not generating income, but I don't know.
All right, good enough. So see, this sharing is so much learning also. That brilliance is all sitting there. Lot of things will come from you, which others will learn, and I will also learn. So be participative and share, because you all are brilliant in your field, and lot of learning through your questions, through your sharing will come during the session. So let's make it very, very interactive session.
I organized some of my medals and everything that I got. So I put them
Wow.
in my office.
Very nice. Wonderful.
सर आपको भी आपका कुछ रखना चाहिए. CBLM के बाद ना आपको भी अवार्ड्स रखने चाहिए कुछ एंड में 12 महीने के बाद की बेस्ट स्टूडेंट अवार्ड, या किसने कुछ अचीव किया, किसका बिजनेस CBLM के बाद बढ़ा, किसने फटाफट बुक लिखी, क्या क्या हुआ, उस पे अवार्ड्स रखने चाहिए आपको. ऐसे फिर हम भी बताएंगे हमारे इतने अवार्ड्स मिले हैं सुरेश सर से.
वेरी गुड. शैलेंद्र जी प्रोसेस बना दो इसका भी. अच्छा, शैलेंद्र की फोटो ऐसी लगता है लाइव है. फिर वो लगता है लाइव नहीं है.
और हम सब गोवा चलेंगे 12 महीने बाद, वहां पे पार्टी करेंगे और सर का एक प्रोग्राम भी रखेंगे, लाइव टॉक, और ये अवार्ड सेरेमनी भी करेंगे 12 महीने.
How many of you would like to Goa to Edgar's Hotel?
Yes, sir.
चलो जी,
Sir.
अभी से पेमेंट ले लो.
हमारे पास दो चीजें हैं. एक तो जितेंद्र शेट्टी का रिजॉर्ट है कुर्ग में. कुर्ग इज सच ए ब्यूटीफुल प्लेस, सच ए ब्यूटीफुल प्लेस. आपका मतलब टेंशन अगले 10 साल का पड़ोसियों को भी नहीं होने वाला.
वहाँ भी जाएंगे सर, वहाँ भी जाएंगे.
So we'll go to Coorg. We'll do a lot of these trips also. Actually, this is a good idea to plan for the group some activity where we meet at least once a year.
Very true.
Shaileندra, एक बना देना process इसका भी आपका regular attendance, and whoever have achieved at least 3x results.
Yes.
इसका सारांश का $1 billion कंपनी होगा तो will sponsor everybody. Edgar will give us all complimentary stay if his hotels are doing well here and start earning lot. So these are a couple of challenges I have seen people having a to-do list longer than novels, working long hours, not seeing enough results, changing and switching gears to do list every single time and feeling that they are not enough hours a day. So ये challenges सबके साथ हैं तकरीबन, people who are not very, very efficient in time management. So it has got a lot to do with habits. Things, whatever go into your subconscious mind, like brushing your teeth, is so automatic. I tell you, most boring thing and the difficult thing in life is to shave every day. You know, putting that razor on the skin. How many of you remember your first shaving experience? कितने कट लगते थे? इधर कट, इधर कट, इधर कट. कभी उल्टा कर लिया, कभी कुछ हो गया. You know, we have to master it over a long time. But now it's so automatic that within few seconds we are done with it. And I to have more efficiency in that also. I have half the face to shave. So take lesser time than anybody else.
But I have to spend more of time. I have to shave all over the head also daily.
Okay, so you need to learn time management. I don't shave every day. I have a Panasonic trainer. And once in fortnight I trim my hair. No need to shave. इतना टाइम किसके पास है रोज शेव करे यार?
बट ये सर फ्रेंच वाले में ना वो तो है कि यू नीड लेस टाइम टू सेव, लेस एरिया टू सेव, बट यू नीड टू बी मोर केयरफुल. अटेंटिवनेस इज
या वो कभी कभी कट जाता है थोड़ा ज्यादा ऊपर.
अटेंटिव ना कि थोड़ा सा इधर कट गया तो
सही बात है, फ्रेंच कट का नाम फिर जर्मन कट पड़ जाएगा.
Okay, so what are habits? Is a routine or a behavior that is repeated on a regular basis on a subconscious level. You don't, any habit, you don't do it on a conscious level. Even driving, you drink and drive, you are listening to music, you are doing so many things, you are talking, you are listening to, podcasts, you are, whatever you can do is because of that habit going into subconscious mind. Once you learn swimming, it never goes away. When you learn to bicycle, it never goes away. And eventually it becomes subconscious. You do it without even thinking about it. And when action or behavior is considered a habit, as soon as it gets into autopilot mode, that means your mind is doing that habit without you even having to think about it. And that's where we will get into time management habits. Whatever we do, it becomes part of our habit. Then, like me, you will never feel you are stressed, pressured, or you are hard pressed for time. So there is a psychology behind habit. Every habit starts with a psychological pattern called a habit loop. What is habit loop? Each and every habit that a person has in order, for it to become automatic, it has to go through that habit loop. Now there are three main key points in this habit loop. First, there is a cue or trigger that tells your brain to go into automatic mode, and that behavior unfolds. So even if you are a smoker, habitual smoker, there is some cue there, some trigger, someone is smoking, you are stressed, you need a break, or it is half an hour past, I have not smoked. Some kind of triggers will be there in your life, which will take you there to do that habit on a subconscious level. Like food we go, it's hunger, that's a trigger. The craving for a sugar or a dessert after the dinner, that forms a habit, and then people have seen, if they try to avoid that middle of the night, they will wake up and they'll go to the refrigerator and find something. And then the reward, something that your brain likes that help it remember this habit loop in the future. And there was a research I had seen in the sugar that there was a very famous journalist, I'm forgetting his name. So he went into the CT scan with a drop of Coke dripper. And his brain activity was mapped that it was producing dopamine, that something great is going on. It's a happy moment, it's a celebration going on. So once you start sugar, it's never going to stop. Your brain will demand more and you will lose control. It goes to sleep. Habits are so powerful, your brain goes to sleep. You have no power over it. No power, absolutely. My brother, uncontrolled diabetes, 2 kidneys gone, counting his days, 300, 400, 500 sugar. He will carry that Sindhi Karachi halwa in his briefcase. That during the day he needs keep eating that sugar, keep eating that sugar, keep eating. He knew it's a poison for him. But that's the power of habit, that it goes to sleep, your mind stops working. So be very, very careful after today. Third step is the part where the habit becomes actually automatic now. Because you can become dependent on it if it gives you certain pleasure and releases certain hormones in your body. Now you have no control over it. It's gone. Then you need a power like, the anti-gravity power, that you have to, like a plane flies against the gravity, that kind of power you need to break some habit. It's doable, it's not impossible, but very, very, that's why old habits die hard, because those are automatic. The brain can almost completely shut down. It shuts down, absolutely. Studies have shown that in certain habits, the brain is not focusing at all on this habit at all. You don't even know you are doing it now. So there are certain habits, these are called keystone habits. These habits would usually influence the formation of other habits. One habit will lead to other. Like if you go to gym, when you start to exercise and it becomes your habit, then you don't want to destroy it by eating wrong food. So the next step is you automatically shift to better nutrition. It goes hand in hand. Yes or yes? You can't do two things. My grandmother used to say, dawa kha ke zahar thodi khate hain. You know, you are taking medicine and then you are taking poison, taking medicine, taking poison. So these two things will never go together. Ever since I gone on my weight loss journey, the sugar is out of my system, the roti chawal is out of my system. The alcohol, which I used to love so much, that my weekend was never without alcohol. It's gone out of, I don't even remember. Yesterday, day before, kids were drinking my favorite beer, Hogarten. I didn't even ask them. I just, okay, you guys are having beer, okay. Nothing to do with me. It's not part of my life. It had never happened in 62 years that if there's beer at home, I'll be the first one to have it and invite children. Chala ja beer peete Saturday. That's the power of building new habits or getting rid of old habits or having those habits. That it becomes very, very part of your life and you start doing it on a very subconscious and automatic level. So these are called keystone habits. So you build one good habit, you can build a couple of more habits around it. People who go to gym on a regular basis have this tendency to eat better and healthier food. Why the habit of going to gym and working out on a daily basis become a keystone habit to other habits such as eating well, having a good diet, or drinking a lot of water? There isn't actual trigger or routine or reward. Nothing to do with it. It became complementary because of the keystone habit, which you go into the gym on a daily basis. Now you are mindful that I am working so hard. It's like you have earned money, you have earned, say, a couple of crores. Now you don't want to destroy it in the casino. You can do that. A lot of people do that. One of our buyers did that. That happens. But again, that is a habit of going to casino and you form a habit of gambling. But in 99% of the cases, people who earn money, they are careful about it. They don't destroy that wealth because it comes after lots and lot of hard work. If it comes easy, it goes easy. Lottery money goes like a lottery. So any questions on clarity on habits and keystone habits? Any question, any sharing, any add-ons from your side on forming habits, changing habits? How many of you had been able to change some habit? Please share. But that sharing will inspire a lot of people here. So habits are very, very dangerous. They control our life. They destroy our life. They make our life. We have to be very clear as on today at this moment that what are the habits we need to change and what are the habits we can build keystone habits around it, because then it becomes 100 times easier to build those habits. Go ahead, Saloni.
So couple of years ago, sir, I was overweight, obesity काफी high थी मेरी, and I enrolled for a program, and I used to take Nutrilite. Amway का Nutrilite है, तो मैंने कुछ ऐसे healthy habits create करने की कोशिश करी. क्या होता है खाने पर, we are not very mindful, we eat whatever comes because when we are working. So in when I started this, I started one more activity which was walking, and I lost about 10 kilos, and it was very smooth, and वो काफी time तक रहा भी. After that वो habit हट गई, for some reason वो habit हट गई, and slowly over 3 years that weight came back. So mindful था कि इसको करना नहीं है, because बैठ के पूरा दिन you are sitting and working. This year I decided that बहुत हो गया, इसको मुझे दोबारा start करना है, and I have also lost 10 kilos this year. during lockdown period, and only by walking and mindful eating. I eat everything. Like मैंने आज सुबह नाश्ते में चाय का कप और 2 परांठे खाए हैं. So I want कि अभी luxury है. There is a cook who can come and cook for me. The days I am not here, I'm in the other flat. I have to cook for myself. So I have a balance where I make sure that I am walking regularly 10,000 steps. And now ये habit मेरी बन गई है कि अब मैं कुछ भी करूँ, कुछ भी खाऊँ, but if I do my 10,000 steps, I'm actually regularly losing weight. And then I added one more thing. I started eating only for 8 hours. And for somebody who wants to lose weight, अगर आप सिर्फ 8 घंटे में खाना खाओ और बाकी 16 घंटे आप बिल्कुल fasting करो, जिसको intermittent fasting बोलते हैं, even then it is very powerful. I have started.
Very nice. Anyone else would like to share? Any habit which is bothering you, you want to change, commit here in the group today, you want to change it and keep reporting in the next sessions, or anything you have changed in your life. Okay, who would like to share? I want the habit part here, very clear.
So
I'd like to share.
Yeah, go ahead, Homi.
Okay. So as a teenager, I was a very heavy smoker. Okay. Right up to almost 40 cigarettes a day.
Wow.
And I honestly was fighting with myself to stop. You know, I would stop for maybe a month, maybe 6 weeks, but come back with a vengeance. Till one fine day, I started telling myself that, okay, I am alone just now, smoking is okay, but once I start my family, I will not smoke. And then I met the girl who I married. And on the second day after meeting her, I stopped smoking. Till today, I have not smoked. But for almost 10, 12 years, I used to get up with this dream that I have started smoking again. You know, it goes so deep in your psyche, these habits. That is from that time I am very careful about whatever habits I form. You know.
Very nice.
Wonderful sharing. Wonderful sharing.
Actually, very, very good sharing.
Your mind is, trying to overpower you in dreams also, subconscious level. That you
Exactly.
are thinking that you are going back there. It's so powerful.
You know.
But it's doable. He has proved it. So abhi jisko bhi smoking chhod dao, either get married or get married to your wife again. Who else would like to come? Jitendra Shetty.
Sir, I remember.
I can share.
Sir, can I go ahead or Edgar, sir?
You go ahead, na?
Okay, sir. There was a time when I was working in my previous company. So every Friday evening, I used to have 2 beer, and every Saturday evening, I used to have 2 beer. Then every Sunday afternoon, 2 beer, and Sunday evening, 2 beer. So, so it will be almost 8 beer in a week. But sir, over a period of time, then I realized that I was setting a bad example for my kids. So then I think somehow I gave up that habit. Even though I was drinking a lot during that time, but now I think I have become very conscious and I don't have that craving for it. I drink once in a while, but I stopped at what I used to do maybe 10 years back. So that is what I can see the change.
Any habit you want to get rid of now after this session?
Sir, one habit is like, for example, when I am alone. For example, sometimes I sit alone in my office, some bad thought comes in my mind. So I want to get rid of that thought. I want to have a thought which is more productive, which will help me in my business.
All right. So find out what triggers that bad thought, and uska antidote hai to have watch some videos of good thought. Watch some video immediately that ye trigger hua hai, right now I have to do it. Watch some comedy, otherwise call me.
Sure, sir. Sure.
Whenever you have bad thought, call me.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Till 2 a.m. I'm awake.
Sure, sir. Sure. Thank you very much. Thank you.
One more share.
So I had this habit of sometimes sabotaging my own self, getting into self-doubts and self-fears also. and the baggage of the past situations too. And since last 15-20 days, and since I attended Uma ma'am's session also, I try to visualize almost every single day. Either
Wow.
at night or in the morning, I try to do it. And the more I do it now, the more better I have started to feel. In fact, I've started to do it during my working hours also. Be it,
Wow.
even if I'm in kitchen, so I try to do it. In fact, last night also something has happened with my sister-in-law, and immediately within fraction of seconds, I visualized something else, and I could feel the difference within my own self, and I didn't let to put bad words in my mouth. Immediately I was able to change it, and that difference I could feel since last 15-20 days.
Wonderful.
Very nice. Brilliant sharing. Brilliant sharing.
Nice.
Personal development goes a long way. People who attended Uma's session, I've seen they were serious till the end. They were attending it, and they have implemented and see the result here. Straight result. Anyone else would like to share?
Sir, can I come in?
Yes, go ahead.
Over a period of time, I had developed the habit of, seeing TV serials too much.
Okay.
घर आने के बाद में टीवी के सामने ही बैठ के पूरा everything used to be in front of TV, one after the other serials, और रात को up to 11-12 जब तक नींद नहीं आती थी, it was TV. But this pandemic में time when we were at home, I realized that the TV is eating into my life. So consciously I decided कि ये soap opera, serials सब छोड़ के I have to get back to my old habit of reading books.
Very nice.
And last 4 months, I think it has come down to an average not more than half an hour to 45 minutes. That also watching current affairs and not TV serials.
Wow. Very nice.
We have a relative, we went to him in Lucknow. We were talking, and behind his back, his TV was running. I said, shut it off now, we are talking, yeah. We don't have Tata Sky or anything. Only thing on TV we do is Sunday movie. I said, well, no, this is my habit. This has to, whatever I am doing. Even if I am sleeping, my TV is on. We'll keep on flipping channels and nothing to do, nothing watching. But the habit of that TV running behind his back. See, these habits are so powerful. Brilliant.
So my share is also similar.
Yeah, go ahead.
Me?
Yeah, go ahead. Ranveer.
Yeah, I also had a habit of spending a lot of time with the news. I used to like to listen to a lot of debates, especially, and get different views and current affairs. I can say that was the only one addiction I had, besides tea and coffee. But today I have reduced that. Instead, I watch a lot of these inspirational videos and talks to get into the positive mode, and reduced my TV time now, including sports, which I used to watch. I've reduced it now.
Very nice. Fantastic. Brilliant.
Yes.
And more sharing I want to make.
Yeah, who is that?
Saloni.
सलोनी अभी नेक्स्ट में कर लेना ना, हो गया.
तो ये वो टीवी वाला ही बताना है. मेरे को 3 महीने हो गए. I have stopped watching TV.
Very nice.
Me too.
So, no अखबार, no TV, nothing in our life now.
तभी बेचारे टीवी वालों को ना पेड टीआरपी लेनी पड़ रही है. तभी स्कैम चला है, सबने टीवी देखना ही बंद कर दिया. हाँ.
And there's one more habit formation which I can share later.
अच्छा, हैबिट डेवलप करनी हो सर, सुरेश सर, वो कैसे कर सकते हैं? मेरे को बुक रीडिंग की हैबिट डेवलप करनी है, मेरे को कभी नहीं हुई है, तो वो कैसे कर सकते हैं, वो बताना आप, कि कोई नई हैबिट डेवलप करनी हो, हाउ वी कैन डू दैट.
मैंने ऐसा एक बना रखा है अपना कि मेरे को ये चीजें करनी है रोज, एंड ये मैं फॉलो करती आ रही हूँ. ये मैंने इसी साल से स्टार्ट करा. For different months, I put down whatever I want to develop, and पहले थोड़ा रफ होता था, अब थोड़ा सा more clear हो गया है कि क्या करना है. And then I also calculate कि अच्छा इतना हो गया, अगर नहीं किया तो no, yes किया तो yes. So I know how much I'm, working on my habits.
Beautiful, very nice.
Okay, so let me, very important question Vikrant has asked. Very important. and how to build the habit. So to build a habit, research says it takes 66 days to form a habit. You have to do it against your will, against your mind or anything. Even if you want to stop smoking, you have to, stop seeing those guys who are smokers, because your environment is stronger than your willpower. Remember that. Half of the job is done if you change your environment. If you start moving in the company of people who are health conscious, if you want to be healthy, half of the job is done. Do it for 66 days. Karna hi karna, kuch bhi ho jaye. That ritual, that getting up and straight going to the bathroom and doing the brushing, these are the ritual they form habits. So whatever becomes a ritual becomes a habit. Very, very on a conscious level you have to do that. I told you it's against the gravity. The force the plane needs to go against the gravity in the air. The rocket needs the power, the earth-shattering experience. That is what is required to either break the habit or build something on top of it. There are two ways to do it. So either replace that habit with a good habit or let it go completely.
So I would like to add that you can actually not let any habit go. It is only replaced, because when you are replacing a habit, you are constantly reminding your mind of the benefit of new habit. And this will help you form a new habit. So Sureshji has told you a very scientific method of doing it. It's a great way. Constantly keep reminding yourself the benefit of new habit, and it will help you, it will drive you towards the new habit.
Okay. So I would like to show you something.
सर मैं शेयर करूं कुछ? मैं थोड़ा कस्टमर में था एक.
प्रज्ञेश 15 सेकंड दूंगा, ज्यादा नहीं.
हाँ सर, मैं भी सर बहुत मतलब ऐसा है, होमी सर जैसा तो नहीं कि दिन का 40 सिगरेट, लेकिन 10-12 सिगरेट तो मैं भी पीता था. 1 साल हो गया सर, छोड़ दिया मैंने. कैसे छूटा क्या हुआ पता नहीं है, लेकिन अपना सब छूट गया. उसके बाद में वो पील खाता था एक, ये अपना निकोटेक्स करके, वो भी छूट गया. लॉकडाउन में वो भी घर पे था, सब छूट गया. अभी कुछ नहीं है, कोई निकोटीन का कोई हैबिट नहीं है. एक
अभी लगता है पान परा खा रहे हो आप?
नहीं, अभी मैं खा रहा हूँ लॉन्ग खा रहा हूँ.
अच्छा लॉन्ग very important part here, very important. Replace that habit of nicotine with a long.
और लॉन्ग बहुत अच्छा है सर.
It is very healthy habit. So you can form a very healthy habit on top of. Very good, brilliant, Pragnesh. Thank you for sharing this. Thank you for sharing.
दूसरा एक जगह पे सर सुना था कि अच्छा आदत आपको जानबूझ के डालना पड़ेगा, नहीं तो बुरा आदत अपने आप लग जाएगा. कैसे लग जाएगा पता भी नहीं चलेगा. अच्छी आदत के जानबूझ के डालनी पड़ेगी, उसके लिए मेहनत करना पड़ेगा.
Absolutely.
बुरा आदत तो फास्ट लगता है ना.
हाँ, अपने आप लग जाता है, पता भी नहीं लगता है.
बुरा आदत इज लाइक कोरोना. कोई गलत होके भी गया, आधा घंटा बैठ के गया तो उसकी आदत पड़ जाएगी आपको. Okay, so let's see this very important video. This is a very wonderful speech by Admiral William. He says, making your bed every morning can change your life. Making your bed, just 5 minutes. Very, very powerful video. Very powerful video. Anyone has seen this video before?
Yeah.
Who has seen this?
Yeah.
ने देखा और
this got quite viral. काफी viral हुआ था ये.
हाँ. So do you guys want me to play?
Yeah, please sir, please sir. पर अभी तक हैबिट नहीं पड़ी ना बेड को वाइंड करने की सुनने के बाद भी.
Thank you very much.
The audio clear?
No, it's not running.
नहीं अभी मैं चला नहीं रहा हूँ, मैं जब चला रहा था.
Thank you.
हाँ नहीं clear.
Well, thank you, President Powers, Provost Fenves, deans, members of the faculty, family and friends, and most importantly, the class of 2014. It is indeed an honor for me to be here tonight. It's been almost 37 years to the day that I graduated from UT. I remember a lot of things about that day. I remember I had a throbbing headache from a party the night before. I remember I had a serious girlfriend who I later married. That's important to remember, by the way. And I remember I was getting commissioned in the Navy that day. But of all the things I remember, I don't have a clue who the commencement speaker was, and I certainly don't remember anything they said. So acknowledging that fact, if I can't make this commencement speech memorable, I will at least try to make it short. So the university's slogan is, what starts here changes the world. Well, I've got to admit, I kind of like it. What starts here changes the world. Tonight, there are almost 8,000 students, or there are more than 8,000 students graduated from UT. So that great paragon of analytical rigor, Ask.com, says that the average American will meet 10,000 people in their lifetime. 10,000 people, that's a lot of folks. But if every one of you changed the lives of just 10 people, and each one of those people changed the lives of another 10 people, and another 10, then in 5 generations, 125 years, the class of 2014 will have changed the lives of 800 million people. 800 million people. Think about it. Over twice the population of the United States. Go one more generation, and you can change the entire population of the world, 8 billion people. If you think it's hard to change the lives of 10 people, change their lives forever, you're wrong. I saw it happen every day in Iraq and Afghanistan. A young Army officer makes a decision to go left instead of right down a road in Baghdad, and the 10 soldiers with him are saved from a close-in ambush. In Kandahar province, Afghanistan, a non-commissioned officer from the female engagement team senses that something isn't right and directs the infantry platoon away from a 500-pound IED, saving the lives of a dozen soldiers. But if you think about it, not only were those soldiers saved by the decisions of one person, but their children were saved, and their children's children. Generations were saved by one decision, one person. But changing the world can happen anywhere, and anyone can do it. So what starts here can indeed change the world. But the question is, what will the world look like after you change it? Well, I'm confident that it will look much, much better. But if you'll humor this old sailor for just a moment, I have a few suggestions that may help you on your way to a better world. And while these lessons were learned during my time in the military, I can assure you that it matters not whether you ever served a day in uniform. It matters not your gender, your ethnic or religious background, your orientation, or your social status. Our struggles in this world are similar, and the lessons to overcome those struggles and to move forward, changing ourselves and changing the world around us, will apply equally to all. I've been a Navy SEAL for 36 years, but it all began when I left UT for basic SEAL training in Coronado, California. Basic SEAL training is 6 months of long, torturous runs in the soft sand, midnight swims in the cold water off San Diego, obstacle courses, unending calisthenics, days without sleep, and always being cold, wet, and miserable. It is 6 months of being constantly harassed by professionally trained warriors who seek to find the weak of mind and body and eliminate them from ever becoming a Navy SEAL. But the training also seeks to find those students who can lead in an environment of constant stress, chaos, failure, and hardships. To me, basic SEAL training was a lifetime of challenges crammed into 6 months. So here are the 10 lessons I learned from basic SEAL training that hopefully will be of value to you as you move forward in life. Every morning in SEAL training, my instructors, who at the time were all Vietnam veterans, would show up in my barracks room, and the first thing they'd do was inspect my bed. If you did it right, the corners would be square, the covers would be pulled tight, the pillow centered just under the headboard, and the extra blanket folded neatly at the foot of the rack. It was a simple task, mundane at best, but every morning we were required to make our bed to perfection. It seemed a little ridiculous at the time, particularly in light of the fact that we were aspiring to be real warriors, tough, battle-hardened SEALs. But the wisdom of this simple act has been proven to me many times over. Do that every morning, you will have accomplished the first task of the day. It will give you a small sense of pride, and it will encourage you to do another task, and another, and another. And by the end of the day, that one task completed will have turned into many tasks completed. Making your bed will also reinforce the fact that the little things in life matter. If you can't do the little things right, you'll never be able to do the big things right. Thank you very much. Thank you. Alone. You will need some help.
Do you want me to play the whole or you'll watch on your own?
Watch our own, sir.
Okay, so you know it and you'll find it on YouTube?
Yes, sir.
On your own.
Yes,
The whole idea here is that how you do small things. I always say how you do anything, that's how you do everything. So if you don't do small things in a perfect way or a better way, then the bigger thing will also not be done. So creating a new habit. So eliminating and replacing old habits with newer, better habits. Like Pragnesh shared that long is replacing in smoking. So a concept called elimination where you find yourself saying, hell with it, this is not worth the effort. When you're building a habit, this will constantly will come in your life that hell with it, yeah. Nahi ho raha. When I went on diet, very first week, we had invited our Chief Legal Officer Rajul for breakfast at our office. And that week, going on a very strict diet, I gained 1 or 2 kilos. I said, hell with it. You know, a whole week I had been dieting and still gaining weight. This will not work for me. I gave up. I had 3 aloo paratha with whole 100 grams of Amul butter. So this will come a lot when you are building up new habits. Then I was educated by my coach that how the cell behave, how they retain the water before you want to, you know, change something and they adjust the weight loss. This all they explained me very scientifically. I could get the deep insight into how my body is behaving now. You need to eliminate this phrase from your dictionary, hell with it. You never say that. So new habits are often very fragile. And it is for this reason that we must eliminate the source of friction that might lead us to abandon the habit and just say hell with it. Even if it is, you know, stopping meeting certain people like smokers or drinkers or people who are foodie or indulge in a lot of food. If you want to change that, that conscious decision has to come from you also to change the environment. The solution is to examine your habits and find exactly where things are starting to break down. Where you will say hell with it. That's the time you trigger and that avoid. When you find where things are starting to break down, you'll be aware of it and then you will have more control over it. When you are aware of it, you'll be able to see it as you abandoning the habit and letting it go and slipping into the older bad habit, and you won't see it, just hell with it. So coming back to power of visualization. Anyone wants to take the slide photo, please take it. So when you use your visualization to imagine yourself, like Rupali shared, along with the habit successfully, so the behavior and turning it into an automatic, always remember, after 66 days, it will start to go in automatic. You'll stop having craving, whatever habit you have built, exercising or eating long or everything will go on autopilot. Well, imagine the scenario if you are repeating the same habit once a day. Now, with visualization, the power of visualization, you'll take 65 days or 25 days to make it a habit out of it. If you are doing the behavior for 25 days, now if you are repeating the behavior 10 times a day with visualization, there was a research done in Australia on some athletes, and they were told to visualize that they are, they are running marathon or whatever they were, good at. And they closed their eyes and their sensors were put on their body and muscles, and their muscles were behaving that they are actually doing it. Exactly, they were sitting in a chair, comfortable, eyes closed. But with the visualization, their muscles were behaving as if they are running. It is that powerful, the visualization. So depending on what the new habit is and how much mental energy it consumes, and through your imagination or visualization, you'll be able to repeat the habit several times a day. Like Homi's dreams were that he's smoking. If he had known that visualization that time, that he's visualizing himself, smoking is poison. Whenever we go to any wedding or anything, I'll go through the dessert counter. I'll see 10, 20, 30, depending on, how lavish the wedding is. I'll say, all these are poisons. All these are poisons. All these are poisons. That's how I train my subconscious mind. It's very, very difficult to get rid of meat. It's damn difficult. But that every time I will never say I will stop eating meat. I would say this is poison. This is poison. My subconscious accepted this is poison for me. It will make me sick and I will never be able to get rid of it. So positive affirmations also have a place. Instead of saying I don't want to have sweet dish, say I want to have healthy food, or it's a poison. Your brain doesn't understand don't word. So for instance, if you want to drink a cup of green tea in the morning and at the same time you want to meditate, a good habit change would be to meditate and then drink it tea. So this is a reward you are giving. That after I do meditation, I will be entitled to green tea. You can set certain rewards for yourself that after you do this, then you do this. So that will become again a complementary habit to that habit. Doing this, you will kind of link the two habits together so that you will do a habit chain between these two habits. So there is a very small difference between keystone habits. Habit chain will become keystone habit, or there are two different habits, one linked with other habit. Whichever is first become a cue for the other habit. In case you missed one, you are more likely to skip the other one too. However, this only works perfectly. Now remember this, very, very important, underline this. This works perfectly when one of the habit is already well established. You can't do both the habits at one time. One habit has to be established very strongly, and then you will be able to build another habit. That's for you, Vikrant, now. That you already have some habit and build another habit around it, it becomes little easier. Any sharing or comments on this part? This is a very important part in time management and shaping up your life.
Sir, I would like to say
the
something.
foundation of a better life. Anyone would like to comment or share something on this?
Sir, I would like to share something. This is Sagar. All right, sir. Sir, so I developed one thing is called anchor habits.
Move on.
So I developed something which called anchor habits. Anchor habits mein kya hota hai, like you can do two things at a single point of time. For example,
I think someone should share that he has this good habit and on top of it he wants to build some habit. This is an exercise we must learn to do right now, because changing habit is a huge challenge for everyone. We should have as much clarity here. The session will be repeated now next year.
Sharing something.
So I was sharing about anchor habits. Anchor habits mein kya hota hai, you can do two habits at a single point of time. Like for example, if I'm brushing my teeth and I have to do a mirror work, like, looking at the mirror and talking to myself, be with the person. So I used to do this. So anchor habits mein, I'm brushing my teeth and I'm looking at the mirror at the same time and talking to myself. So ये दो तरीके की habit हैं जो मैं single point of time पे कर सकता हूँ, इससे time भी बचेगा. And these are called anchor habits, जिनको आप anchor की तरह, साथ में ले सकते हो और कर सकते हो. One of the example.
Thank you for sharing. Brilliant. Anyone else?
Yeah, it's not it was not a habit only. It was a notion about myself, which developed into a thought process, and that developed also in my belief system. Basically, I am born into an educationist family. My parents and my grandparents, they were running schools before independence of India. I was born into an accordingly that I have to run schools and everything. So when I used to see so many businesses, that people are doing multiple businesses, people are doing so many things. So I used to feel कि अरे मैंने तो post graduation की है, MA M.Ed किया हुआ है, मैं तो और कुछ life में कर ही नहीं सकता हूँ. I'm only good for education. And I was like, मैंने कहा I cannot do anything else in my life. Absolutely, I lost my faith. मेरे को कहते होती थी, my wife कहती थी कि चलो कुछ diversification करते हैं. But I said I cannot do anything else in my life. But yes, in this COVID times, it was a challenge, and I diversified my field to health field, and I did not have a belief in myself कि I will do good. But yes, जितनी भी मेरे skills थे, जितने भी मेरे marketing skills हैं, या मेरी personal branding के जो skills हैं, या जो मेरे intelligence है, team को कैसे delegate करना है, team को कैसे खड़ा करना है, वो सारे skills मैंने लगाए, and I have touchwood a runaway success business. इतना अच्छा success business है कि now I am diversifying into diagnostics, surgicals. I have taken license, drug license now. I'm full-fledged getting into this. So it was a habit developed into a belief about myself, in which I could break this belief that I cannot do multiple businesses, which I have confidence. Now I have a confidence that I can do third business also and fourth business also.
Very nice. Thank you for sharing. Wonderful. So this is one of the way to build a habit chain. So this is little bit the reason behind how the brain functions. So this is called prefrontal cortex. So this is the section in your brain that determines decision making and regulating behavior and following through with plans. How the prefrontal cortex works and how you can use it to your own advantage. It helps people to set and achieve goals. This is the part where you achieve your goals. It receives input from multiple regions of the brain to process information and adapts accordingly. So lot of things are governed by our mind and how we behave over the time, how we build our habits, how we get rid of our habits. It's happened at the conscious and subconscious level. So we need to, the first weight loss or building our habit is happened in the mind. First, you becoming a billionaire has to be in the mind. That 1 crore community of Tajurbe has happened in our mind. There is no doubt, absolutely. And see what we have attracted. All of you sitting from different cities, unthinkable has happened that Mumbai chapter launched without meeting any single member. Out of 100 plus people, we don't even know one person. And they are meeting Wednesday, good morning, Tajurba. There's the power of believing something and having that goal set in your mind and having that visualization that this is possible. So this contributes to a wide variety of executive dysfunctions, including focusing and attention. This is the area we should be aware of. So take control of your time, your to-do list, your work and your life. Now we are moving towards how to do your to-do list and other things. So time management is straightforwardly defined as the management of time in order to make the most out of it. That's what it is about, that we all have same time. You, I, everybody, Donald Trump to the poorest person on this planet has got the same time. How they manage it? You can't manage time. It just is. So time management is a mislabeled problem. What you really manage is your activity during that time. You can't manage time. What activities you do in your working time, in your free time, in your family time, that is what is actual time management. So how much do you have? What are your goals? All these, around all these questions. Does free time really mean free time, or you are still working there? Do you have a schedule? Do you use a planner, manual or automatic or app or whatever? Do you procrastinate? All these questions before getting into how you manage your activities during that time will take you forward. Are you equipped with time management tips? There are 24 hours a day, 7 days in a week, 168 hours, 365 days in a year. An extra day during leap year. Make a list of everything you have to do. Figure out how much time you can devote to each task. We'll go much detail into it the later part of this session. By analyzing your time, you will know what time of the day you do your best work. You'll discover how much time you are wasting with telephone calls, interruption, IRAs and IPA. First few days, you have to note it down in your diaries, your IPA, IRAs, and then it'll come to the subconscious level and you will, like me, stop wasting even a single minute during the day in any of the wasteful activities. So success in life generally depends on one's ability to efficiently manage time. There are only 168 hours per week, but so many different ways to spend it. Some ways clearly help achieve your goals. Others might seem productive but won't help you in long run. We will go into all those things. Your own priorities, your goal determine whether your use of time is efficient or inefficient. So obstacles to time management now. We're coming to what are the obstacles? Unclear objectives. How many of you have not set any of the goals? Clutter, an inability to say no. Big thing. This yes gets us into so much trouble, so much trouble. We'll talk about it in detail in this session. How many of you have clutter? Raise your hand. Okay, a lot of you. Goal setting, how many of you have not done? No goal setting done. So next year, 1-to-1, we had done goal setting, Suchinto. Unmute.
Yes, sir.
My first thing when I do 1-to-1 is we set 1-year goal, we set 5-year goal. And how many of you have problem saying no? Yeah, this must be with everybody. I want all hands.
Yes, me too.
Yes.
Not always, but many a times I have problem to say no.
Yeah, this is a require big practice.
I have started to say no these days since last at least 1 week. Since I started practicing visualization, I've started to say no, and I could see lot of people reverting back to me in a bad way when I say no to them. Yeah.
And Rupali has only practiced this yesterday by saying no.
So I never used to say no to anyone. Means anyone means anyone. Rather, I used to just keep quiet in my own shell. But now when I say no to people, I've started calculating my own time, my own value per day. And when I say no to people, then it becomes a hassle with the other person.
Well, why do we need to say no to anybody? There is vocabulary full of words. If you use any other word, that also means no. But if you say no to somebody bluntly, of course, they will feel hurt about it. Isn't it, sir? We can use alternate words to say no, which will like "Saamp bhi mar jaye, lathi bhi na toote."
Yeah, someone was, after me that I want to attend this program on a single basis. So I kept saying, the person kept saying for last 3-4 days, give me 50% discount, give me this, give me allow free. There are already 28, 30 people, 40 seating. आपको क्या फर्क पड़ता है? आपका कोई एनर्जी तो नहीं लगना है. मैं कहा, how would I justify these people who have paid? You're most welcome. Here is the link. Join and pay tomorrow, day after, but you got to pay. I'll show you one beautiful example in this slide. How I said, and that there I had to, somebody was putting me on a spot and embarrassing me. That how bluntly I said no. I'll give you a beautiful example, the whole conversation here. Though it is very confidential, and I request everyone, those who know, किसके साथ ये conversation हुई थी, keep it confidential.
नहीं, ये चटपटा मसाला चाहिए होता है सेशन में.
हाँ. So interruptions, more interruptions, periods of inactivity. These are all the challenges and obstacles in time management. How many of you go through interruptions? Taking calls in between, people coming, disturbing you, your accountant comes every time, your staff comes and gives you a problem to you.
वो रामायण और महाभारत में वो जब साधु संत पूजा कर रहे होते थे ना, तो ऊपर से असुर आ जाते थे. तो ये सबसे बड़ा असुर अभी इस वक्त ये है. सबसे बड़ा असुर, पूजा पाठ सब भंग सब मैं जीरो कर देता है.
Yes. So these are a couple of things we need to be aware of. Multitasking, all work, no play, stress and fatigue. How many of you multitask? How many of you are going through your WhatsApp messages now during the session? Raise your hand if you are going through your WhatsApp messages.
I used to do a lot of multitasking, and then I got very clear that multiple se kaam nahi hoga. We focused on one thing only and get it done.
Right.
Me too. The previous slide, sir.
Anji?
Yeah.
Only slide.
Previous to this also?
No, only that one.
Okay. So all work, no play also is bad. That also brings your productivity down. You need to have your relaxed time, your Sunday movie. We'll talk about in-between breaks also. There's nothing wrong in this Asur, Vikrant. I'll give you a method today. You'll be free to do this Asur also. Abhi karte hai usko. We'll solve this also. By some estimate, people waste 2 hours per day. Messy desk and cluttered or no files. Can't find things. मैंने Dale Carnegie का I read a book. He said the person had a very cluttered desk. Once he lost his typewriter. And after 10 years, he was cleaning his desk. He found his typewriter.
Oh my God.
On his desk. He was so cluttered. So when you are cluttered, the stadium will be less for you, I'm telling you. You can fill up the stadium if you are not in a habit of cleaning. Your phone will be waste. Your laptop, desktop screen will be thousands of thumbnails there. Your phone will have media files. You will not be able to function. After a month or 2 months, your phone slows down. And then tired, unable to concentrate. So recognize the problem. That is number one step. Obstacles exist. Identify the problem. This is the first step. This is half done if you do that. And employ strategies to overcome. When you identify, first of all is identify. If you don't identify, I'm happy with this clutter, I'm happy with this, having WhatsApp all the time, I'm happy with doing social media all the time. Done with it. No need to change. Live your life. So common roadblocks to productivity and time management. How to personalize those productive strategies. Task management. Everything has to be personalized, tailor-made to yourself, what suits you. If Trello suits you, go to Trello. If the diary suits you, go to diary. Your choice, but do it. Prioritization strategies. What is your priority to do today? We'll talk about it also. Planning and goals. Gaining and regaining focus and for reducing distraction. Your favorite rules to live by are easy to implement. How to start proactively managing your day instead of letting the day and never ending. So Pareto's law, my favorite law, that 20% effort bring 80% result, 80% effort bring 20% result. Your 20% client will bring you 80% business. Focus on them. You can 20% let them go. Nothing much will happen if you want to let them go, or give it to your staff to handle. Don't take your time. So this is you need to recognize during the day which are the efforts. And this is the reason of my fantastic time management, that the activities I need to do. For example, I need to prepare for next weekend is training, presentation skills and members development program. There's a 2 hours training. I need to prepare for that. But since this was coming, I didn't touch it. Didn't even look at it. Shailendra sent his PowerPoint presentation of MDP, and the presentation I have to add on to that. And then I have to merge silver and gold both. But I didn't look at it. I said, this is not my priority for this week. I could have easily gone into it, spend 1 or 2 hours, and then struggle with doing today's program. No, this was my focus. The entire fortnight I was working on this. That what books I need to do, what research I need to do. Whatever I was doing was around this program today to deliver effectively. So this is hard work. One need to do smart work rather than hard work. But how fast you can do it? Now I had 2 choices. That I spend 1 or 2 months to make PowerPoint. The smart work is I made a friendship with Saransh and he's helping me. ये 2 घंटे में कर लेता है ये काम. Which will take me 20 hours or 24 hours more to do it. It's so easy for him. 1 hour, 2 hours. Sometimes he send me back presentation in 1 hour. He's given me a template. Sir, इस पे करते जाओ. और जब मैं गड़बड़ करता हूँ फिर मेरे से झगड़ा करता है कि आपने ये इसके ऊपर स्लाइड चेंज कर दिया, बेस चेंज कर दिया, मेरे को टाइम ज्यादा लग रहा है. मैं कहा अच्छा बाबा अगली बार तो नहीं करूंगा, गलती हो गया. So whatever you can delegate, it's delegated. We'll talk about it also. So learn to say no. Now this is the topic, very, very important, very close to my heart. There are really only 2 aspects to reducing what's on your plate. Most of us say yes without thinking about it a lot of the time. We'll feel pressure to say yes to be liked. It's nice to say yes. Yeah, sir, आप बहुत अच्छे हो. You are very good. You are such a nice gentleman. अरे यार ये भी कर देना, हाँ yes, ये भी कर देना, हाँ yes, and then you can't deliver, or आप your image goes down and your respect goes down. We are not always thinking about our time and priority. That's where the yes comes from. The first thing is just take a breath and don't say yes immediately. Say you will need to look at your schedule, your calendar, and get back to them. Today morning, Shailendra and I was having conversation at 9 o'clock. Remember, Shailendra?
Yes, sir.
He said, I'm coming Tuesday, I'll spend whole day with you.
Yeah.
I said, Tuesday, I have a Delta coaching session, 2 hours. I have my webinar. I have 3 one-to-ones. There's no time. Come on Wednesday. Wednesday, we'll have lunch. We'll spend whole day. And no pressure.
Yes.
If I had said, yes, Tuesday, aa jana, and without saving in calendar, and Shailendra shows up, what could have been, you can imagine, on Tuesday?
So it will pressure unnecessarily on our mind.
Unnecessary on mind. I was doing 1-to-1. He's sitting there doing nothing. He would say, I wasted my day coming here.
Yes.
Nothing is happening, no productivity, no talk, and whatever we want to accomplish in that day, we can accomplish. We'll have a nice Rajma Chawal lunch also.
And I also didn't mind saying no to the person who had already scheduled for the lunch on Tuesday, Wednesday. So I asked them that I'm preponing it to Tuesday. So they said no. Then we'll have it next week. I'm like, okay, no problem.
So you know your priority, you know. So for you, coming here, finishing what we have to finish on Wednesday was a priority. So you gave priority to this. Less priority lunch went to the next week. This is as simple as that.
Right.
Then you want to ask yourself, is this a definite yes situation or it is not, then say no. If this were tomorrow, would it be definitely yes? Otherwise say no. Like Shailendra said, can we prepone Tuesday? Otherwise no. And finally, look at your priorities and then schedule it. If it is definite yes, then it's fine. Do you actually have time for this? And if you don't have time, it is important enough that you could replace something else you are doing. If not, it's still a no. Various options before you say yes or no. Everyone take a picture of this slide. Very important. Now this is the example Vikrant was waiting for.
Masala.
So this gentleman wants to start a dialysis unit. He's himself on dialysis and he wants to start a business out of it.
Okay.
But the way he made it sounds like a charity, or maybe it's charity, sounds like a business. I'm not passing any judgment here. But then he put me on a spot, like this person who wanted to attend this program, putting me on a spot again and again for last 5 days. A small amount, I could say, yes, come, it's okay. But this was against the ethics and principle, so I had to say no. Now read this first message I got. Dialysis support the noble cause. I'm starting a dialysis unit in Delhi NCR. I will also be serving poor people who are not able to afford this costly treatment of dialysis apart from regular dialysis treatment. Invest 1 lakh and get 10% per annum return. Guaranteed. Locking period 2 years only. No LIC SIP can give you this much return in just 2 years. Come on. Be a part of this. We look forward to support. It's fine. Message came, I ignored it. Now the direct message. Sir, it will be pleasure if I can get any amount support from you for this cause. Again, I ignored it. Third message. 2 lakh, 3 lakh, no big amount for you, sir. Try to continue to give us a push. Just think that you have done FD in some bank for 2-3 years. Does it sound like a charity to you guys? Does it sound like a charity?
No.
Yes.
No, not at all.
Big no.
Now, see the reply now.
Absolutely investment. It sounds like investment.
Yes.
Okay, so here is my reply. From your message, it sounds like investment, which I have certain parameters. This doesn't fall into my investment criteria. Charities, we only donate if there is ATG available, a fixed amount every year, and for the cause we believe in. Yeah. My personal interest is only education. We sponsor children for education, whatever budget we have got for charity. When it is a charity, we don't look for any interest or return. We just do Shraddha Anusar. Hope I have made myself clear on this.
Yes, very good.
Very right.
The matter ends. He said, sorry, sir. Clear.
Very good example, sir.
How would you put it, Vikrant, now?
एक्चुअली रियली सॉरी, मेरी बहुत अर्जेंट कॉल आ गई थी. आप समझ सकते हो अर्जेंट कॉल किसकी हो सकती है, जो उसको मैं उठाने की हिम्मत नहीं, मतलब की हिम्मत नहीं है मैं उसको ना बोल दूं. बीवी की कॉल आ गई थी तो आई रियली मिस इट.
सीखना बीवी को साथ बैठा काम में जो कर रहा है.
बीवी मेरे से 4 कदम आगे तो मैं उसको नहीं ना बोल सकता हूँ, बाकी सबको ना बोल सकता हूँ. वो वाला ना मेरे ख्याल से आप ही नहीं बोल सकते हो.
मैं तो साथ बिठा लेता हूँ ना, सारी ट्रेनिंग साथ में करो.
मेरी बीवी तो आपको सौत बोलती है अपनी, बिकॉज 9:30 मैं घर पहुंच से सबसे पहले YouTube ऑन करता हूँ, वो कहते मेरी सौत आ गई.
Okay, So I was telling this left message go through.
So this was a conversation between you and somebody. ऐसा no बोलने का.
हाँ. So this is first message came.
Okay.
Person wanted dialysis unit लगाना है. वो noble cause है. I'm doing a charity.
Okay.
I ignored this message. मैंने कहा broadcast है सबके पास गया है. Second time he sent me a direct message. Sir, it will be a pleasure if you can get any amount support from you for this cause. Third message more direct. 2 lakh, 3 lakh, no big amount for you, sir. Try to contribute to give us a push. Just think you have done FD in some bank for 2-3 years.
और आपका reply था?
On the spot. So this was my message. From your message, it sounds like investment which has certain parameters and this doesn't fall into investment criteria. Charities, we only donate if there is ATG available, a fixed amount every year, and for the cause we believe personally in. My personal interest is only in education. We sponsor children for education, whatever budget we have got for charity. When it is charity, we don't look for any interest or return. We just do Shraddha Anusar. Hope I have made myself clear in this.
Wonderful, wonderful. इसको street language में कहते हैं गोली देना.
नहीं, ये गोली नहीं है. This is very straight. गोली वो होती है कि हाँ कर दूंगा यार. I'll think about it. I'll do it, or I'll do 50,000. I'll do 25,000.
But I will see.
I will see.
Sir, this gives your position very clear, sir. When you're messaging back, it is your position very clear. No. Where you want to invest, where you do not want to invest. What do you think a charity is, right? People just throw their words saying that charity, and finally they want to make some returns and they want to make some money, some investment. So this is very clear message saying that where you want to invest, what kind of investment you want, and what kind of clarity you need from, for example, ATG certificate which you were speaking about. Returns. No, it is charity. Deke bhul jana hai, and that was very clear from your message.
And it doesn't lead to the further conversation. I said, have I made myself very clear?
Yeah, that's very clear, sir.
Otherwise, it can lead into further, people will keep pressuring.
Correct.
So like this person who wanted to join today's program, he said, I'll leave it to you. I said, I leave it to you. Here is the link. You can join still. No problem. Not necessarily you have to pay beforehand. Most of the time we get into trouble because of our communication problem. And that is also part of time management. So reduce what is on your plate today. Go as micro as you can. You may have to-do list of 100. I have to-do list of 100. But what I need to achieve today, and definitely today, 100% today will be things to do today.
Yes.
TTD. The first step is reducing what is on your plate is to take stock of all the obligations. Figure out how to remove those things that you are no longer deriving value from. So there are a couple of exercises here. That what is your ritual, your daily task. We will keep on doing small exercises. All these are paperwork. We will not spend time there. You can do it at your own convenience if you want to use them.
Yes.
These are all the tools, but I personally keep it very, very simple in my one diary only. But a lot of people are different learning styles. So they can use their technology, they can use these forms, they can use their diary. So there are three major reasons why I struggle with time management and productivity.
Which exercise we have to do?
See, this is Excel. There are two Excel. So there are morning rituals.
Yes, we have sent that at morning.
Yeah, and then there are, purpose,
Sir, daily list 1, daily list 2.
Yeah, these are also there. Prioritize your system. Less is more. You can do this.
Yes.
Yeah, this is more relevant. Less is more.
तो सर उसको assess कौन करेगा बाद में assessment आप करोगे उसकी?
नहीं खुद ही करो. This is all you when you learn ना. There is no assessment required.
Okay.
You will find more time. You will find more easy yourself. You will have more productivity. And this won't happen overnight. Slowly you will start practicing this. Your subconscious mind, your affirmation, saying no. when we come to the to-do list. So you won't need all the paperwork. This is just for
Wonderful.
getting
Wonderful.
your brain malice for tomorrow. Maybe maximum you do it. Otherwise,
Yeah, true.
forget about it. I'll
Okay.
give you more simpler tools. But
Now,
people, love to do a lot of exercises. They love to do a lot of paperwork. It's for them.
Did you make these sheets specially for CVLM?
Yes, absolutely.
Wow, really hats off.
Exercises are part of it.
Wow, really hats off to you for this. And bada deep sheets bani hui hain, excellent sheets. I'll really
And
work upon
not
it.
having a system for our task and our to-do. Of course, it comes from many books and many programs. It's not 100% mine. But you have to pull out from a lot of places.
But still to compile and to make it exclusively for
In all
CVLM
the
group, that's
content
something very
relevant
nice.
here, some come from my life experience, some come from my mentors, my gurus. The American lady notes I still have in my mind, those are also coming here. So you got to have a system. That system can be these forms. That system can be your diary, notebook. That system can be an app. There are a lot of wonderful apps are available. Sushil here used a lot of Trello. Sarthak used Trello with the complete time management with his team and everybody. But their Trello is not as efficient as my time management doing with diary. Saransh, do you use any app? Anyone uses app here for time management?
सर मैंने सारी एप्स यूज करके देख ली ऑलमोस्ट ऑल दी एप्स अवेलेबल फॉर प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजमेंट एंड एवरीथिंग बट आई बिलीव द सिस्टम्स दैट वी हैव बिल्ट इन आवर ओन इकोसिस्टम आपने हमारी गूगल शीट्स भी देखी हैं एंड गूगल कैलेंडर नथिंग वर्क्स आउट बेटर फॉर मी एंड फॉर द एंटायर टीम
Great.
So for me this is my notebook. Out of this, everything is written down here. All to-dos. From out of this, what is to be done today? So long list and 5 tasks. I don't pick up more than 5 tasks in a day. Not more than 5. We'll go into Stephen Covey's quadrant system also. What is urgent or non-urgent? We'll spend a little of time there also.
Google Calendar works for me.
First class. I will not make any commitment without looking into my phone
Yeah.
or calendar.
Yes, same here.
And then Calendly app is a blessing.
Yes, sir. And sir, also Google Calendar has an amazing feature. You can mark out of office for days when you are not available. Just mark out of office, and nobody can send you a request, or you would be automatically notified that you are not available on this day.
Yes. So our memories can be very powerful tool, but it shouldn't be the place that we store all that stuff that we have to do. It actually increases stress. इतना guilt आता है. How many of you been there? That feeling of guilt that मैं भूल गया.
Yes.
बहुत लोग को होता है. It's because of not writing. You don't have to rely on your brain. Japanese practice writing everything. They say once it's on the diary, it's gone out of my mind. Now I have to only look at the diary, which task completed, which not completed. So start writing it all down. The little stuff, the big stuff, all of it. As soon as you need to do something and it pops into your brain, write it down. Same way. My desk is always, the diary is open. Even during my webinar, I remember something, next time I have to put this testimonial list. Immediately I put it there. I don't try to remember. I don't even try कि ये मुझे याद रहेगा. Like you have seen, there was a spelling error on habit. Right away corrected.
Yes.
Why do I have to remember? Or write it down, I have to correct. Immediately went back, corrected there and then only.
May I say one thing?
Yeah, go ahead, Suchinto.
Tomorrow at 11 o'clock there is an webinar. I have already paid, but I have noticed that. I have noted that, but I have not noted what for. What is the webinar? And I forgot. I'm trying to I'm scratching my head. Not yet done. Really. It happened.
Now remembering that also becomes a hassle.
Yes, absolutely.
Couple of minutes, time, paperwork.
So everything I have noted, but what for? What kind of webinar is there? Who is going to conduct? I didn't noted that. I said I will do it.
Bothering you.
Yes.
चलो जो वेबिनार आपको अटेंड करना चाहिए था वो ज्यादा जरूरी था.
That is absolutely. That is absolutely.
आपको याद रहा.
The format doesn't really matter as long as it's easy and convenient to you. You may choose a notes app on your phone, a Google Doc, even a physical notebook that you carry around with you. This one has got pen. This one has got everything. And I carry at night. सुबह जब मैं green tea पीता हूँ वहाँ पड़ा रहता है उसमें देखता हूँ आज के और किसको phone करना है because if I get up at 10 to 12, if I get up at 11 to 12 is my time to call people I have to call. That's the 1 hour I have got reserved for. The important thing is to get all of the stuff out of your head into an external place where you know that you won't lose it and you can access it whenever you need it. Somewhere you got to dump it and it's called brain dump. You have to have a system outside of your head where you can keep track of all of your tasks, your projects, your open question, all of the stuff. Everything put somewhere in the system, whatever system works for you. So let's talk about a little bit distractions. A recent study shows that it takes an average 23 minutes to refocus after an interruption. And that holds true even when we are distracting ourselves. Could be distract or if we are checking WhatsApp, it takes you a couple of minutes to get back into that flow of total concentration, absorbing everything. So an average work day, 8 hours break down into about 21 periods of 23 minutes. Are you distracted more than 20 times a day? Just imagine. At how much focus, how much concentration you can lose just by distraction. So there is a productivity roadblock assessment here.
Yes, yes.
Exercise. So there are a couple of distractions noted down: relying on your memory, not having a system, not using a system, people talking, इधर-उधर से आवाजें आ रही हैं, desktop notification, YouTube, ये वो, mobile notification, smartwatch, messaging system, constantly checking mail, phone call, text, people stopping by my desk, my kids, partner, roommates, procrastination, my inability to focus. So all these things you have to be aware that yes, these are the interruptions. Do this exercise tomorrow and find out what are the interruptions during the day, how you can avoid those. Because these are a big drain on your energy, big drain on your productivity. All these things. On a conscious level, now you will be able to do this.
Can I share?
Yeah, go ahead, Saloni.
Especially mobile notifications are a big distraction क्योंकि हम बैठे होते हैं और ping होके कुछ आ जाता है. Liable होता है कि we look at what is the message that we have got. So whether it is Instagram, whether it is Facebook Messenger, whether it is WhatsApp. So WhatsApp पे तो हम उसको mute नहीं कर सकते because things will come. But बाकी सब मैंने off कर दिए हैं notifications. I only go at night to see after 24 hours what is the messages that I've got on LinkedIn, on Insta, and also on.
Yeah, turn off all notification.
Turned off.
No,
So you can mute the WhatsApp, right? You can mute the WhatsApp.
I have a
You
question.
can mute the groups because groups में बहुत interaction होता है तो वो groups आप mute कर सकते हो so that don't keep getting interrupted.
I'll come to how to manage WhatsApp. I have a full one slide on that. WhatsApp ने हमारी जिंदगी को पूरा तबाह करके रखा हुआ है.
Sir, I have a question.
Facebook also.
Go ahead.
So sometimes I also feel the same problem, too much of WhatsApp and all. But then I realized कि हमारे काम में we are into gifting industry. So clients का है या आपस में हम लोग अगर dealers and distributors भी interact कर रहे हैं, so we have to share images, the product images. और back to back ना उसमें 2-3 घंटे कब निकल जाते हैं ना time के actually पता नहीं चलता कई बार client भी बोलता है कि WhatsApp पे images भेज दो, so images भेजी, then pricing, कई बार सब वो WhatsApp पे ही conversations चल रही होती हैं वो सारी. उस चीज को फिर हम कैसे मैनेज कर सकते हैं अगर हम नोटिफिकेशंस टर्न ऑफ कर देंगे एंड देन वी प्लान कि अच्छा रात में ही एक बार हम व्हाट्सएप देखेंगे.
वो बिजनेस है.
This is your business.
Very nice question. I wanted to cover it in my WhatsApp section, पर अभी कर दूंगा. Any other question? Let me answer this one. Let me handle this one. How I do it. I have 2 numbers in this phone. You all know that, right?
No.
There is one number is my personal. There is one-to-one interaction. The other number is only for groups. And do you want to see how the groups look like on my phone?
Yeah, surely. I wonder how. अमृतसर में आप 4 घंटे मोबाइल पे थे नॉनस्टॉप. I could wonder. Oh my God.
This is the group वाला number.
No.
Oh my God. ऊपर स्क्रॉल करो.
1,000 messages not seen.
Sindhi group. Oh my.
And here is my personal WhatsApp. All messages will be replied today.
Wonderful.
Now there is no, Abhi, I am with you. There is no notification. Notification are all on mute. Now during the lunch, I'll reply all the messages. And other thing is, Rupali, what you can do is, we'll come to certain that there's a exercise, it's called Pomodoro Brainstorm. For 25 minutes, you can concentrate on something with a timer. I'll coming to that exercise. Do that.
Sure, sir.
I'll let me.
Sir, I have a question.
1 second, let me finish this. This is my Pomodoro timer. आपको दिख रहा है?
Yes.
Can you see this?
Pomodoro.
We have exercise paper also here in that. So here I will put something that I am now doing this section. Like last night I was doing one section. So I'll do 25 minutes without any interruption. Then I'll get up and then I drink a lot of water. Right now I'm drinking a lot of water. So I have to get up. I don't use the basement toilet. I go upstairs. So मेरा exercise भी हो जाता है. Screen time घट जाता है. And then I give myself a break. आराम से मेरे ऑफिस में सोफा है. उसमें जूते उतार के लेट के 5 मिनट I'll check my Facebook, I'll check my WhatsApp, I'll reply everything. I'll distract myself. For 25 minutes I've done my work. And I am sure your client will not mind 25 minutes delay.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
So why are notification on? After 25 minutes, check your whatever you want to reply, you reply, take your 5-10 minutes. And then mind you, that is your business activity. That's your IPA.
Yes.
Only bothering is notification. Usko off kar do. No one is stopping you to reply every half an hour or every 1 hour. Without any notification, invariably you all get replies of your messages. Yes.
Right. Sir.
आपको मिल जाता है वो 25 मिनट में कहीं आग नहीं लग रहा बंदे को जवाब मिला तो.
Right, I share a wonderful thing for this. The singer Sonu Nigam did not keep a mobile for at least 20 years in his life. He just had a pager. जब तक pager बंद नहीं किया, I was listening to his interview, and one of the person who is known to me, he was telling कि इसीलिए नहीं किया कि he is very clear about this concept कि फोन जो है मेरी सहूलत के लिए है, दूसरे की सहूलत के लिए नहीं है. जब मैं चाहूंगा, जिससे बात चाहूंगा मैं करूंगा, नहीं करूंगा. He kept pager for this reason कि one way है, मैं अपनी मर्जी से रिप्लाई करूंगा. So he said I could focus on my singing, I could focus on my creativity, and he did not keep phone. आज भी उसके पास फोन नहीं होता, उसके secretaries के पास उसका फोन होता है.
Very nice. Thank you for sharing. I know a couple of people in my life who never had WhatsApp. है ही नहीं. रखा ही नहीं WhatsApp. They communicate with email.
Sir, I would like to share something about this communications. Especially with the kind of problem Rupali is having. I was in logistics, which is a terrible place as far as communications is concerned. क्योंकि दुनिया में किधर ना किधर कोई ना कोई तो जागते रहता है. और उसको ये especially since the mobile came, there is no concept of there'll be night where the caller is. You know, कि वो सोया रहेगा, कि घर में रहेगा, कि क्या करता रहेगा. But then I had to first discipline myself and then my clients. Once the clients know that you are off between certain hours, they will not bother you, or at least they will not expect a reply from you, as long as you reply punctually at certain time intervals, which is what you said, 25 minutes ya jo bhi hai. It can even be as long as 6 hours or 4 hours, depending on the expediency of your work.
Yes, so there was someone else asking the question before Rupali. Who was that?
Sir, Suraj here.
Yeah, Suraj, go ahead.
I have not a question. I need your suggestions or your input, sir. Actually, क्या है? For last almost 8 months almost, I have scheduled myself to work only 4.5 hours. That's it. Because इससे पहले मैं check कर रहा था कि मेरा lot of distractions happening over phones and WhatsApp, and fortunately what has happened, मेरा फेसबुक तो नहीं था. फेसबुक I just opened 2 weeks back when I was having a direct program with Kumar Saurav ji. So only 4.5 hours मैं schedule कर रहा हूँ और जब से वो कर रहा हूँ I am at peace. मेरे को मालूम है कि WhatsApp पे मैसेज आएगा, फोन आएगा. You cannot avoid your friends, you cannot avoid the groups of your schools, colleges and वो है, वो आपको डिस्टर्ब करते ही रहेंगे. तो मैंने 4.5 घंटा मैक्स टू मैक्स रखा हुआ है, जबकि आई स्टार्ट माई वर्क राइट फ्रॉम मॉर्निंग 8 o'clock एंड घर पहुंचते पहुंचते आज 8:30 बजता है. एंड फ्रॉम दैट टाइम्स आई एम एट पीस. सो आई नीड योर सजेशन whether it is right or not.
Very good. There's a wonderful book यार, 4 hours a week. तुम तो एक दिन में कर रहे हो. People are working 4 hours in a week. शैलेंद्र चौरसिया बोलता है 2 दिन काम करो.
Yes.
And I'll tell you sir, मैं actually last 1 महीने से थोड़ा प्रैक्टिस कर रहा हूँ. Last 1 महीने में मैं 2 दिन completely switched off किया है phones. So one day in 15 days without any gadgets. Okay, वो gadgets के दिन में वो दिन बहुत है. अभी पहले दिन तो बहुत मुश्किलें हुए हैं. But last second, this is my 3rd week and again on this coming ये संडे छोड़ के अगले संडे वापस पूरा बंद. And on that I remember just last Sunday we have been cycling कितना करीबन 21-22 किलोमीटर हम लोग साइकिलिंग किए, करीबन 8-10 जन. Okay, सवेरे we started from 6 o'clock. We went, उसके बाद बैठ के चाय और अपना जो गोवा का वड़ा पाव मिलता है, okay, वही भाजी पाव वो खाए. We went, आने के बाद then we sit at virtual meeting में अपना फिर डिनर अपन किए हैं. Then evening I was just planning, I had done some kind of a little bit meditations और फिर मैं उस दिन पूरा का पूरा completely nothing on this thing and I just have with me. Okay, and that day from Monday onwards I feel that कि यार मेरा शायद 1 साल मेरे को वापस मिल गया. I'm completely
Very nice. Fantastic. Thank you.
Very nice.
Sir, I have a question.
Experience.
क्या होता है? Yes, if some process is being stabilized, okay, you have a stable process and you have something completely assured of what is being done. There, maybe you can control number of hours. For example, in my case, I'm building the business, right? So I'm trying to put many things. I have to do lots of work, understanding many stuff, and actually think over and design and then put things through. So naturally, if I restrict my time to 4 hours or 5 hours per day, maybe my output may not be that enough. My speed may reduce. What do you say about it?
I will say.
Babita, it has got nothing to do with 4 hour thing. Like I work 16 hours.
Mm-hmm.
But how we manage, how much we accomplish in that 16 hours. Right now, I have taken up responsibility of every Saturday doing this, Tajurba meetings, doing my CBLM, doing my 3-4 one-to-ones every day. All these things take away my 16 hours. That's perfectly all right. But those 16 hours are very efficiently managed.
Yes.
Whenever you can achieve, once you are, Alibaba level, you work 4 hours a week or you don't work at all, you're fine.
Yeah.
Right now, it's perfectly all right. Just manage whatever you are doing efficiently. That's what session is all about.
For example, sir, actually, Babita madam, I want to come. वो 8 घंटा ही जाता है, लेकिन मैंने ये मेरा लिस्ट है, ये लिस्ट में टिक हो जाता है ना, ये 4 घंटा ही लगता है, लेकिन ये 4 घंटा वो 8 घंटे के बीच में आता है. पहले क्या होता था ना, वो बोखले जाते थे, यार ये भी नहीं हुआ, वो भी नहीं हुआ, ये भी नहीं हुआ, वो भी नहीं हुआ.
नहीं, आपको जो पता रहेगा, if you know what you're doing, then you have that freedom. But when you are actually doing research and you're trying to make a path, you're creating a path there, and, it requires lots of focus and it requires lots of thinking. कभी-कभी एक टाइम 2-2 घंटा वो सोचने में चला जाता है. Setting up that goes through. Maybe new things will get added on that in that path. So you are not sure about what is the thing which you are building up right now. You are building up, and that's where even
Babita, that's perfectly all right. You are building up something huge. Even if you get 4 hours sleep, is perfectly all right with that. Keep on doing what you are doing. We are talking about effective self-pressure. That you create pressure for yourself that you accomplish those tasks because of that pressure. So there are only 2% people are self-doers. We all need some kind of pressure. And that pressure can also be defined in two ways. The very strong desire or fear. So like my weight loss was a very strong desire for a couple of years, but fear finally did the trick when my brother lost both the kidneys. So I knew I'm getting there if I don't control my diabetes.
Yes.
And it runs in the family. Then I was visualizing, seeing that lakhs of rupees going into the hospital, suffering, knee pain and all that thing. That fear set in, this pressure that, okay, go ahead, do it now. So you have to work on different parameters to achieve tasks. What is leader's personality? Every single time you finish a task or you achieve something, you will form this habit of pressing yourself effectively in a positive way to get the important things done. When you announce a deadline that I will deliver on this time publicly, or even you go ahead and take money from people, then you will definitely achieve. When you cannot think of sleeping or any distraction or anything. So this will form a leader's personality. We hear all the time that leaders, Modi works 16 hours a day, 18 hours a day, and most of the leaders you will think.
Yes.
See, most of the leaders, I'm not talking about all, they are in excellent great health. Look at Advani, 90 plus.
Yes, yes.
Even Modi, every morning see him exercising and total control on his diet. The productivity is very high. These are leaders' personalities. So they are winners and they are at the top. They lead all the time. That's leaders' personality. As soon as you do that, as soon as you find this certain thing that motivates you, whatever you feel down, and you can give your willpower this boost, that when you'll be able to focus properly. That's when you'll be able to start growing at an exponential rate, and that's what going to lead you to become a leader. Now, I'd like to have one or two shares. If you have, any one of you have put yourself in this kind of pressure and achieve some big task. Kavita, you must have put yourself in this pressure now. You're a
Yes,
startup.
sir. Yes, sir. Actually, when I was working in different companies for past 50 years, right, I never enjoyed my working. Okay, it was like I'm doing somebody else's work. Now, when I'm building something, even though I don't have income, it's like, no, it's pressure. It's some other day I'll get income. Maybe it'll be multiples than what I was earning before. But the kind of joy and the kind of satisfaction I have right now, it's enormous.
Get everybody clear on this thing that yes, sometimes is a very positive way to put yourself in pressure to achieve some great things in life.
Sure, sure. Thank you.
Anyone else would like to share?
Can I share, sir?
Ah.
This self-pressure will help me in writing and completing the second book. After the end of the first book, immediately I could put my pressure myself and complete a second book in a record time.
Right.
That was the biggest achievement, I can say, about self.
I want to share something.
Yes, Rinki, go ahead.
It's long back. पिछले साल हमारा on the stage offline program हुआ था सुरेश जी के साथ. So it was my first time when I was about to write my book after 12 years of thinking. तो सर ने मेरे को हमारे छोटे छोटे ग्रुप्स बना दिए थे 5 to 6 people and सबका एक लीडर बना दिया था and leader was supposed to motivate all the other people to write down and it was a constant process. सर ने मुझे अपने ग्रुप का लीडर बनाया था and because of that being a leader I had to make sure that I have to write my book and that was I believe was the first thought in my mind कि मैं leader हूँ मैं तो छोड़ ही नहीं सकती I can't procrastinate and that made me write my book completely within 60 days.
Fantastic. Very, very nice.
This is positive pressure.
Yes.
And that brings a leader in you.
Yes.
So she thought she's a leader and she cannot now go back that I could not do it. So this brings you a great leadership quality in you if you put yourself constantly in this kind of positive pressure. All right. So using creative procrastination. Now procrastination भी creative हो सकती है. How amazing is that? हो सकती है कि नहीं?
Yes, sir.
कैसे?
अभी इनके लिए पता है ना कि she was able to do that and could complete the book also being a leader.
नहीं वो तो complete किया. अभी procrastination कैसे positive हो सकती है?
Procrastination, sir, for example, you have something to do, but you will actually prioritize and delay that work, and whichever is more important, you take it earlier.
Give her a big round of applause. Everyone. Yes, exactly that it is, Babita. So what are your procrastinating? What do you usually procrastinate the most? You need to procrastinate the last valuable task, least. At the same time, you are completing the 20% critical task and you are procrastinating the least important or least valuable. This way, it won't be a huge issue that would stand between you and your success. Because even though you are procrastinating sometimes and you are completing the critical 20%, for you to achieve your goals and procrastinating least important task is what is known as creative procrastination. And it is one of the most effective technique of getting your important tasks done. So no need to feel frustrated about things you have procrastinated. If you have done what is aligning with your goals, you are done. You are perfectly all right. If you have consciously know, like I consciously know that these are the 5 tasks I must do today. Out of my 100 to-do list, 100 to-do list. My driving license is pending for last 3-4 years. And it is there in my to-do list till today. But there's no need, I have always drivers.
Yeah.
तो ठीक है कर लेंगे जब you go there line में लगो पूरा दिन जाएगा. It's not priority for me. More other priorities take care, but it's there in the list. And twice I have done learning, but I didn't go for the final. The beautiful thing happened once in Delhi. I did that. So that time also I went there, paid some agent. I said I don't want to be in the line. He said that pay me 1,000 rupees. I said 1,000. So he got me done and everything done in 10 minutes. He said come after 45 days and again without line. I will take 2,000 rupees and get you in your license in 10 minutes. So after 45 days, the government changed, Delhi government, and all the agents were thrown out of authority. So they said, come 7 o'clock in the morning, be in the queue. By 2 o'clock, you'll get your license. No, forget about it. I don't want it. So start with 5-minute concentration, 5-minute break. Just to exercise like we exercise small way. If you start to pick up dumbbell, you will do first 12 with a 1 kg, then 2 kg, then 3 kg. So if you have problem in concentrating and doing regular work, just do 5 minutes and 5-minute break. Check your WhatsApp, but those 5 minutes you won't check your WhatsApp. So then you will start to exercise your brain muscle. Keep increasing the concentration time after 3 days. Like exercise time, we keep on increasing. So if we do, first time we went out for round, 1 week we did 4 rounds, then the next week we did 5 rounds. Then another after 1 week we did 6 rounds. So you keep on increasing your capacity in your exercise also in everything. So same goes here. So start guided meditation for better concentration. Yoma ji ka creative visualization amazing hai. And then practice Pomodoro technique. So Pomodoro technique will come to that. But 4 stages of learning is unconscious incompetence. You don't know that you don't know. Now these are little twister here. Who is saying in the chat? Wow. Kya bol raha hai? Previous slide. Okay. You take all slides picture, huh?
Yeah. Thank you.
So, unconscious incompetence is called you don't know that you don't know. Aapko pata hi nahi hai, you don't know. Then the second conscious incompetence is you know that you don't know. Now, certain things today must have you learned that you didn't know, that you don't know this also. But then sometimes you know that, yeah, this is what you don't know. मेरे को पता है कि मुझे English नहीं आती है. That is the example of this. Then conscious competence. You know that you know. And last, unconscious competence. You don't know, but you know at this stage you form the habit.
Last one क्या है sir? Didn't get that.
Conscious competence का example है. Anyone would like to give? Now I want to invite people to say about this. Certain talent you have, but you don't know. You have that talent. Like this habit forming of sugar, or people who are unaware of the getting addicted to drugs. So there they get into a habit very, very unaware of it. So know yourself better. How? We are all different. different bodies, different shape, different sleep pattern, different productivity levels, and have a system. We have different ways of thinking, we have different circumstances, different constraints, different bodies, different brains, and it all affects our productivity. Like I'm not productive in the morning. मुझे 5 बजे उठा दो, मेरे को आफत हो जाता है. I drag myself for that tajurba meeting 1 hour and straight away I go and sleep back. So it is much easier to build a system around who you are already, what our core tendencies are. Don't attempt to show a square, peg into a round hole. Build something that fits you. How do you know? When you no longer feel good about doing the thing when you do it, but you do feel bad when you miss it. If you make a habit of exercise and you miss it, feel bad about it, that's the time you know that you have perfectly formed the system and habit, which is common sense but not common practice. So these are few of the chronotype. We all are different. No need to struggle. This Robin Sharma has done a great disservice to the society by writing this book 5 AM Club and put 2/3 of the population in the world under guilt.
Sir, there is another thing also, sir, out of that. When it comes to, say, during morning 3:50 to 5, some time that is called as
Brahma Muhurta, 4
auspicious
o'clock.
time. Yeah, 4
Brahma
o'clock.
Muhurta, Brahma Muhurta.
And anything with respect to energy, it has got high power during that time, they say.
Do you anytime feel that I get up 11 o'clock, I am less energy?
It's not that.
So,
Yeah.
we're all different.
Yeah.
So describe your own, your body and your brain are awake, energetic or lethargic. We very well know it. And working according to that, you are best at that time. The most common, the dichotomy you hear is a morning person often referred to as a lark. What is a night person often referred as a owl. हम लोग को उल्लू बोला जाता है. We live in a world that is primarily designed for morning people. Work start early, school start early. Robin Sharma writes 5 AM Club. All super successful people get up early. Wow. Early bird eats the worm. What about the late bird? They stay hungry? Common advice, get a jump on your day by waking up at 5 AM. Get up before the rest of your family so that you can have a little alone time. Meetings can be Tajurba meeting, Shalinder Chaurasia. Best in the morning only. अरे नींद आ रही यार, सुबह नहीं होएगी भाई, कैसे करें?
सर उनका 10 बजे का मीटिंग में मुझे नींद आती है.
So attempting to become a morning person is a strategy that rarely ever work in the long term. It causes an awful lot of internal guilt and strife for people like us. We can't really change our body clocks, but we can do instead is to try to maximize how we spend our time based on what our natural body clock is telling us. We want to work with our body clock instead of against it. Now, when you travel to US, Babita, what happened? It's totally reversed.
It's totally reversed. So there I use again early morning, and this one, it switches like this.
And that time your body clock is set to the Indian. So we have to take couple of days to adjust. And the worst jolt our body gets when we come back again after 15 days.
15 days.
That it used to take me almost 15 days to get back into the routine. A huge piece of the productivity pie is about removing obstacles for ourselves. We want to make things easy and convenient so that they take less time and less effort, so that we reduce stress. The idea is productivity. The idea is to achieve more. You achieve in daytime or nighttime, it has got nothing to do with that. It's a 100% myth that morning people are more productive. Show me any morning person, I can challenge him, I'm 10 times more productive than him.
Now I should stop blaming my husband, sir. I'm a morning person, he's a night person. We don't match in any way.
Yeah, perfectly all right. No one is right or wrong, but ये सुबह वालों ने हमको wrong बोला है, मेरा उससे झगड़ा है. You are right is fine. I appreciate that. I respect you. I salute you. But that doesn't make you to, make us wrong. So if you are a true morning person, a person who wakes up early without an alarm. Otherwise, I've seen people, going into depression because of this, that they're getting 3 hours sleep, 4 hours sleep, and getting up with the alarm. 99% of the time, I never have alarm. My body clock is set at 8 hours. I'll sleep 2 a.m. I'll sleep 10 a.m. If I sleep 3 a.m., I'll sleep, get up 11 a.m. Without any alarm. That's my natural cycle. Keep doing exactly what you're doing. Wake up early and get a jump of the day. Perfectly all right. More power to you. Take advantage of your early energy and get your exercise out of the way. The world is designed for early risers, and you are very, very lucky to be one of them, because now you are in sync with the world. We are the one we are fighting against the world. Studies show that the percentage of early risers is only somewhere around a third of people. 1/3 people in the world, and I tell you, next coming generation, the younger people, the millennials and the younger people are not early risers. हमारे घर में every night 2 a.m. there is a Zomato delivery coming. And I believe it's with all teenagers today. That means that the majority of us are decidedly not morning people, and the world isn't built for us. ये दुनिया ने हमारे साथ बहुत बड़ा अन्याय किया है. And I am raising a voice against it. 10 a.m. club. That's my next book.
Okay, that's good, sir. I am early riser and my husband is a late riser. I am early, go to bed, he goes but quite late.
We are
Everybody is having their own choice, so we should not give any comments early or late.
Right.
Everyone is having their own choice.
It's a biological clock, how when your brain is super productive, and that's the time you should use, doing your productive work. So I can keep awake throughout the night till early morning, complete my work, and then sleep will be okay. But when I want to sleep, I want to sleep.
So today with this session, we give you, announce officially that late risers, you have freedom from any kind of guilt. You are welcome to the 10 a.m. club. Yes, Saransh, you had a question.
Sir, ma'am was talking about power nap. I have tried so many times. I'm not able to, master the technique of power nap. And if I sleep, then it's like कि आधा घंटा, 1 घंटा, 2 घंटा. Though I usually don't sleep in the afternoon, but any special, tips how to achieve that power nap state?
You just sleep with an intention that, okay, I need to rejuvenate myself to complete that task जिसके लिए आपको power nap लेके फिर उठना है. Something that is so important to you, which you can't forsake for your sleep. So when you are going for power nap, you tell yourself, okay, I need half an hour nap because my mind is drowsy, and I need to rejuvenate myself so that I am able to complete this task, which I have to deliver in 2 hours, or day after tomorrow, and it requires that much time. So whatever. And then if really you are physically exhausted too, then put an alarm. My alarm sometimes is like 20 minutes later or 25 minutes later also.
My power nap, Saransh, is when I'm drowsy. अभी नींद आ रही है, I'll go to whenever I work on a very natural cycle. I get up naturally. मुझे दिन को काम करते हुए नींद आएगी, तो I'll take a half an hour break, sometime go sleep. अभी नींद आ रही है, सो जाओ ना. Why push yourself?
Okay. So मेरे को तो इतना टाइम तो पावर नैप अगर 10 मिनट्स या 30 मिनट्स लेने, इतनी देर में तो नींद नहीं आती. फिर मेरे को लगता है कि मे बी मुझे जरूरत नहीं है.
When you're feeling very sleepy, don't force yourself. The idea is there is no such thing as power nap. When you're feeling sleepy and you have time, take a nap. Na? It can be 1 hour, it can be half an hour, it can be 2 hours. If time permits, fine, take it.
If time permits, then why not? But if, for example, time is not permitting, and you still need to...
आ रही है, अलार्म लगा के आधे घंटे का सो जाओ तब. Take that half. पर नींद आना चाहिए. जबरदस्ती power nap नहीं होता है. Nobody.
But if you do your meditation at that time or do some relaxation, it does help you. Even if you don't fall asleep like per se, it will help you.
If you are not a morning person, some tips for surviving and thriving as an ullu. We all have points in the day when our minds are clear and more focused. Learn that those times are for you. When do you lag? When do you yawn? When are you energetic? Try to structure your day and work so that you are able to match your task to your energy level. If you are lagging, then figure out what you need to do to get back in the focus zone. Take a walk, take a nap, whatever. If you aren't good with people in the morning, try to avoid early morning meetings. If you have got to get up early to be at work at certain time, then do whatever you can do to minimize your morning routine. So I've told all Tajurba people, don't invite me in the morning. But if it happen. Don't worry if you can always get up early with intention. Refuse to feel that your inability to be chippier in the morning is a personal failing. No personal failing here. Once you embrace your personal chronotype and learn to work with it instead of against it, you'll be more productive and, dare I say, happier. So there is an exercise, your chronotype, who you are. Yeah, there are exercise which says time management. This is chronotype, question and answer. So in the end, you will get to know if you don't know. Normally we all know. So 70 to 86 definitely a morning type, 59 moderately, 42 to 58 neither type, 31 to moderately an evening type. But according to me, people are either morning person or not morning person. How many of you are in between somewhere? Is there any amongst us? I haven't seen any. So then if you are somewhere in between, do this exercise of 6-7 pages.
I'm the one in between. कौन सी वाली exercise बोला सर आपने?
इस पे ऊपर लिखा हुआ है time management. This is the only exercise which is got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions है काफी सारे with the points. This one is got points for everything to diagnose whether you are morning or you are a night person. Anyone else here is in the middle or कोई नहीं है?
Sir, I want to share something.
Yes, go ahead, Omi.
So my experience is when we used to sail long distances and there are only 4 people on the boat and the boat has to work 24 hours. So we used to have 4 hours on, 4 hours off. 4 घंटा सोने का, रेस्ट करने का, तुम्हारा बाकी का काम करने का, 4 घंटा बोट पे काम करने का. You know, things like lookout, steering the boat, navigation, वगैरह. So you had to be sharp in your mind for 4 hours. और 4 घंटा तुमको सोने को मिलता था. This used to create havoc with our body systems after about 8-10 days. You know? But we had to mentally prepare ourselves to be on the, mentally fit to do this. And I, as a person who would be in charge of the boat, would have to be very careful to see the signs of fatigue with people. क्योंकि तुम्हारा judgment भी मार खाता है उसमें.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. Like once I had one guy steering the boat in the sea in big circles. Big circle बोलेगा तो about 50 kilometer circle ऐसा घुमाया. मैं बोला यार अपन इधर से तो निकल गया था, अभी वापस कैसा आया इधर? and there is no signpost or anything in the sea. पानी ही दिखता है.
Yes, yes.
तो पहले बीच में तो कुछ पता ही नहीं चला.
हाँ, पता चल गया टाइटैनिक डूबी क्यों थी.
Yeah. So the sleep patterns are very important, and we have to prepare for them even for short periods.
But क्या है होमी services में ना in defense services or these kind of services you have to forcefully change your habits. It's changeable. ऐसा नहीं है.
Yes.
If I want to get up early, like I was a BNI member, weekly meeting, 7 o'clock coming from Greater Kailash to Gurgaon here, which was 40 kilometers. Never late, never absent for 5 years. Consistently every week.
So
but I'll come back, sleep, catch up with my sleep.
Exactly.
But so in a defense where you are under the pressure, like that Admiral was telling.
Yes.
You can change your habit. You can become a morning person. But जरूरत नहीं है with this protection, they are more productive. वो गलत है.
नहीं, हाँ जी. I agree with you. I fully agree with you.
So when your business demands, your circumstances demand, you have to get up early against your habit. So you have to form that new habit. No denying about that.
सर नहीं, वो पुराना ख्याल है. मेरी नानी she's 95, वो हमेशा कहेंगे जिंदगी में अगर सुबह 5 बजे नहीं उठा तुमने कुछ नहीं किया, कुछ कर ही नहीं पाओगे. एक्चुअली सर वो मुझे लग रहा है कि पुराने लोगों की ख्यालात ही ऐसा था कि खाली अर्ली राइजर ही कैन डू समथिंग.
They didn't have electricity. They had to work according to the nature. Abhi light hai. See, the birds go to sleep at 7 p.m.
Yes.
Their chirping stops. So they live in a natural cycle. Abhi हमारा light है, AC है, internet है. Birds को थोड़ी webinar करने का है 12 घंटा.
नेक्स्ट जनरेशन तो रोज मैंने लेट उठेंगे ही उठेंगे.
Next generation में क्या ये concept? और only 1/3 people get up early in the world. So there are in our book writing and training we have learned that we have visual, auditory, kinesthetic and different learning styles. So what is your learning style? What can we actually do to use our learning style to our advantage to better manage our time and increase productivity? It has got also to do with your productivity and time management. If you are a visual learner, you can print out documents or presentation, take them with you. Now, if you are a visual and if you are listening something, you'll fall asleep. So if you are a visual, use that time and document. And I'll carry my books in a plane, in my car, everywhere you'll see, in the toilet, everywhere there are books. I'll keep on reading. I'm a good reader. If you are an auditory learner, close your eyes while you are on the phone so that you can listen to the words without distraction. Repeat something you need to remember out loud. Listen to music. These are all your qualities. And if you are a kinesthetic learner, we got more for you. You are want to place or go for a walk while you are taking your call. While presenting, you want to take breaks to stretch and move frequently. So, kinesthetic person will not be able to sit like me. He will have to get up, walk. He will have to set up his whole studio like that in walking and delivery. I like to sit down. Whenever I get a time, I like to sit down. So now this is very important segment coming. Integrators and segmenters. Whether you have a work life or home life or mixed everything separate. This also defines how you manage your activities during that time. So integrator, who are integrators? So this who you are exercise, you can do your learning style, your chronotype, one pager. So go through this document based on what you have learned today. Tomorrow spend about 30-40 minutes on this. So a lot of clarity you will get doing this for once only. No need to do after that, then you will develop your own style, what works for you. So now what has happened is we can work for pretty much anywhere as long as we got internet. We can work from the beach, we can work from Goa, Edgar ke hotel se, kahin se bhi we can work. And there is an expectation that because we can always be connected, we should always be connected. And people expect that. अरे आपको मैसेज किया जवाब नहीं दिया जरूरी थोड़ी है 11 बजे रात को मैसेज किया तो जवाब देने का यार और आई एम ट्रैवलिंग or I'm on vacation. We can send out an email. Someone should be responding to that mail on real-time basis. WhatsApp has made it more real-time. Earlier, when we started WhatsApp, I was checking only twice a day. I said, WhatsApp है, ठीक है, I will check it twice a day. 1 बजे कर लिया, शाम को कर लिया, same day जवाब दे दिया. Now, if someone is book appointment 1 o'clock, 12:30 is messaging, sir, I'm half an hour late. अभी notification how do I know? So my status on WhatsApp says I check 2 times, though I check every hour. But a lot of time I miss these kind of messages where people want real-time reply. And I'll show you in my WhatsApp management, I turn off my blue tick also so that people understand I haven't seen the message, even I have seen that. The reality is that some people thrive in an environment where they are always connected to work. They don't think of work in life as a separate, but they think of work as a part of life and vice versa. They are comfortable answering work email on the weekend and they are comfortable taking a personal call from work. Integrators have fully integrated their work into their lives and they don't really see the dividing line. So let's identify who am I? मुझे इससे ज़्यादा आप लोग बता दोगे. I'm integrator or segmenter?
I think you're a segmenter, sir.
अरे नहीं यार, I work on Sundays. I reply on Sundays. I reply at 3 a.m. I reply.
I think you are an integrator.
Yeah.
As long as I'm awake, I'm on work. That's it. So some people who really like to separate their work life from the rest of their life when they are at work. That's a segmenter. They are working fully focused and when they are at home, not thinking about work. That is a real segmenter. They don't want to think about work at all when they aren't at work. But when they are at work, they are working hard, they aren't getting a haircut in the middle of a work day. Nor they are answering work emails or dinner table either. So 70% people are integrators in the world. They feel that they would be happier as segmenter, but they just don't know how to make it work. They feel that they would be happier as segment, but they just don't know how to make it work. They feel intense pressure to always be on call, to be connected. Most of us are integrated, not because that's our natural tendency, but because we have let technology and possibly perceived expectations of others dictate how we are running our life. But I personally feel if you are so passionate about work, there is nothing wrong to be integrated. Yes, segmentation hona chahiye. Everyone say that, psychologists say that. But if you are integrator like me who is so passionate about work, who enjoys work so much that work doesn't feel like work. So that is fun and enjoyment for me. If it starts to feel like work, I'll leave it there.
Sir, I have something to share.
Ji.
Before I became an entrepreneur, which is about 9 years ago, I was a segmenter. So much so that once I used to leave home for work, I used to not think about home. I used to only be at work and accomplish what was needed. And then when I used to come back, I started to, focus on work. फिर एक ऐसा phase आया when I was at a leadership role in, organizations. There, the work follows even beyond office hours. So slowly, the life became from segmentation to integration, because then you have to also be looking at work in the morning, at night, just even if it is a follow-up. And after becoming an entrepreneur, it is purely integration. You can have your luxury, your fun moments during the work is on, and vice versa. So pura 24 ghante, it is, integrated.
See, our party is also a Tajurba party. Now, Tajurba is like a family. The parties have become work. We have to attend Tajurba parties, part of our work. We feel more connected with the members. We'll go have dance with them, have drinks with them. Now, this Sunday, Eagle chapter leadership team is invited over home for dinner. We said whoever wins the award will we have dinner with founder. अब इसको क्या बोलें? Work बोलें कि fun बोलें? We'll have fun.
It's fun. Definitely fun.
Identify as a segmenter or integrator. However, the really important thing to consider, no matter how you identify, do you really want to be that way, knowing how you identify and whether that's what you want will help you build a system for maximize productivity. So if I'm an integrator, I carry this diary night upstairs. There are my to-do list and who to call. Because I don't have to remember that who to call 11 o'clock. So when I'm having my green tea in 1 hour, I'll finish calling from this, whatever I need to do. So that's part of integrator. But if I ever decide that no, I want to be a segmenter, then that will be the end of it. So if you're a segmenter, you know that you will be more productive when you schedule all your non-work tasks outside of work hours. Let your people know that. Now it's very important to communicate. People expect me to reply 2 a.m. I will reply 2 a.m. By the time I go to bed, any messages I got are replied already. You will plan to not answer email after you leave for the day, but if there is an emergency, of course, you'll pick up the phone. You can put in place boundaries around your vacation, and you can even start with the baby step by choosing vacation where there is no mobile phone or signal or internet. If you are a segmenter, do that. You'll be more productive. If you are an integrator who is happy being an integrator, that's great. But be mindful of context switching, even though you are comfortable integrating your work life with the rest of your life. So everyone clear on this integrator or segmenter? Who would like to share, who can identify himself as integrator or segmenter?
I'm an integrator as well. All the time thinking work, and people ask me all the time, Abhinav, kab kaam nahi kar raha? Are you always in work mode? I'm like, work, it is like that. I'm passionate about my work, and that's like my hobby and turned into a profession.
Nice. Who else is integrator who enjoys work? And don't be frustrated. If you are integrated and frustrated, segmentize right away.
No.
Everyone is able to, first of all, identify whether segmenter or integrator, where you are. That's clear to everyone, na?
मैं बोल रहा था कि हम लोग जब ऑपरेशंस में रहते थे तो 24 घंटे 36 घंटे ऐसे काम चलता था, तो तब तो हम इंटीग्रेटर थे, लेकिन जब काम खत्म हो गया तो सेगमेंटर रह जाएंगे ना.
Very good. So you are aware, that's the important thing. Then you become more productive. Otherwise you are frustrated and you are trying to catch up, you are doing day, you are doing night, you are doing whatever, and then you are very frustrated. So that is the productivity. So setting the expectation, also the right people around you. So introvert versus extrovert. And what is this got to do with the time management now? Let's learn. Extroverts gain energy and recharge by being around other people, and introverts recharge by being alone. ये तो सोचा ही नहीं था कभी. अभी आपको पता लगा how do I get my energy?
Sir, can you please repeat once again?
Introverts get energized alone, and extroverts get energized around people. So that's where when I get energy from. If there are more people, if there are in an audience 2,000 people, my energy is 10 times more. तो आज 25 लोग हैं, थोड़ा एनर्जी 25% है, बट रात को देखना 100 लोग होंगे, it will be double the energy now. So that's video only, but I get charged up with more people. Read this again. Extroverts gain energy and recharge by being around other people, and introverts recharge by being alone. Extroverts tend to prefer groups and crowd and open offices, while introverts tend to prefer one-on-one conversation and bit of privacy at work. So that depends again, results in productivity. What does your personally have to do with productivity? A huge part of productivity is about energy, and where we fall on the introversion extroversion spectrum help us to define from where we are driving our energy and what drains our energy. Introverts will get drained out if you see so many people around. They are very uncomfortable. So then when they are uncomfortable, how are they going to perform the task? Knowing how you gain and lose energy can help you figure out how to best plan your day for optimal energy and optimal productivity. So supposing you are extrovert, you will typically find energy in lagging late in the afternoon. Knowing that you are an extrovert allows you to try to schedule meetings or call where you will be interacting with other people and recharging in the afternoon. There is no way after doing this 10:30 to 5:30 training I can do 7 again. No way. Not humanly possible. But then I look forward to it and I'll be more energized at 7. Because I know now today will be 150 plus people there. And next month you will see 1,000 people training. That's my goal. Kya energy hoega usme? Everyone taken this slide? So if you are an extrovert, you also likely want to make sure that you are interacting with people every day. If you are an introvert, in order to keep your energy up, you are going to need alone time. Definitely, no doubt about it. You can use this knowledge to make sure that you are scheduling your large block of heads down work during your day. If you are an introvert, your most productive day are the ones where nobody speaks to you. But you can arrange your day so that you are breaking up your meetings with blocks of alone time. You can try to schedule one-on-one instead of large group meeting where it makes sense, and you can make sure to avoid days with back-to-back meetings. Since you know that those days will leave you totally drained. I'll come to last slide. Let me finish this one. So for you, a good balance probably makes sense that you should pay attention to where your current energy levels are. And for your energy patterns, and do a little bit of experimenting to find out. You might need to track this for a week so that your personal A/B testing to figure out what works for you.
Sir, sometimes extrovert, sometimes introvert.
Yeah.
According to the requirement of time.
My majorly energy comes from people around, but I enjoy me time also. And I enjoy one-to-ones also. But majorly, I would say 70-80% my energy levels are around people. I would love to meet a lot of crowd, speak in front of a lot of crowd, have party with a lot of crowd. If every day party ho, to bhi maza aayega.
Sir, can I talk on previous topic right now? Segmenter and integrator.
Kar lena.
Basically, the purpose of work in life is to give you good life. This good life is a byproduct of your hard work, so that you can lead a good life, happy life with your family, and you can recreate yourself, spend good times, enjoy your life. So the ultimate goal of life is to enjoy life.
That is
right?
your goal.
So,
that is your goal.
No, that is not my goal. That is, if you're talking about Krishna, if you read him, understand him, he's always talking about life. He's talking about karmas. He's talking about leading a good life. He's not talking about work. So what mera jo manna hai ya jo mera opinion
Hold on. We'll come to that. What do you say, Mother Teresa? What is her purpose?
See, I'm talking about a general, not exceptional cases like Abdul Kalam, Gandhi ji, not like that.
मैं अभी तेरे पे आता हूँ end में. बट यहीं पे थोड़ा सा ले लें, आप में से कितने लोग यहाँ पर ऐसे हैं जिनका ओनली पर्पस इज टू एंजॉय लाइफ, मेक मनी, एंजॉय लाइफ? देयर कैन बी डिफरेंट पर्पसेस, विक्रांत.
Mine.
हाँ, विठल, आवाज नहीं आ रहा.
I would like to do something for society also. Besides my family life and work, I would like
There
to
are
do something
many
society.
people, Vikrant, jinka purpose is not only making money and enjoying life, they immerse themselves in service of others. Lot of people. भरे पड़े हैं यार, social workers भरे पड़े हैं. They see them, कितना काम कर रहे हैं लोग यार.
And that brings you enough satisfaction, which is a greater purpose than your own small purpose.
Okay,
It's
now
a
you can finish your talk.
So what I feel कि आपने जो दो words दिए, integrator और segmenter, if one person is not a segmenter and he's just working all the time, so there is what I believe, there is no difference between a gada mazduri and being a professional. You are living like a donkey life, or you're living just like a machine. काम काम काम, रेस्ट के वक्त भी काम, उठने वक्त भी काम, सोने वक्त भी काम, छुट्टियों में जा रहे हो तब भी काम. तो what is the difference between machine and a human being left?
So to answer you, if you allow me, when you are working with your passion and purpose, and the work doesn't feel like work, then you are not working.
Yes.
You are not working.
Okay, Vikrant, you made a statement. That was a question or a statement? Unmute.
You are on mute. Vikrant, you are on mute.
It is neither a question, it is neither a statement. It is what I feel that what should be the purpose of life, because it's still my search ki what is the purpose of life ultimately. So it's just part of that quench or that thirst to know that what is the purpose of work.
All right. So what do you think? मैं गधा मजदूरी कर रहा हूँ या major purpose is to make a difference?
Of course, for me, you are doing wonders to our lives individually. You are like a guru. You are like a very important person in our life. आप अपना time देके हमें grow कर रहे हो, हमें खुशियाँ दे रहे हो, हमें directions दे रहे हो, life की focus दे रहे हो. Definitely, but my question is कि segmentation जरूरी अगर हम life में नहीं रखते तो integration के साथ life आराम से जी जा सकती है. That is my question.
See, if your work is like Lata Mangeshkar never did Gada Majudri. Sachin Tendulkar never did Gada Majudri. But their passion and their whole life was cricket. They were breathing, eating, thinking, reading, only cricket. So when your work gives you so much joy, that's not Gada. When work becomes a boja, then you must definitely segmentize it. But if by nature you are a segmenter, that's perfectly all right. Because 90% of integrators want to be segmented. They are caught up in the life so much, they want to be segmented. It's my choice not to be segmented. It's Lata Mangeshkar, Sachin Tendulkar, or all the high achievers who enjoy. Warren Buffett, his wife says he came one straight and rushed to his room without even saying hi to her. He was so passionate कि अभी जाके रूम में मैं पढ़ाई करूं अपने शेयर का और अपने स्टॉक का और बैलेंस शीट का.
I got your point.
He never wanted to be segmenter. He was happy in his situation. His work became. But if you are
whatever is doing,
you learn from this session that segmentize, and it's good to segmentize. That's nothing wrong with it. But again, people to people is different. Nothing to be frustrated about.
Okay,
but make it very
that's amazing.
clear. If you are a segmenter, don't expect people around you to reply them in the evening time or night time. Then your communication should be very clear. My phone is off at 7 p.m. कोई जवाब नहीं आएगा. It should be in your status. It should be your communication. And every time next day you say, भाई मैं 7 के बाद जवाब नहीं देता हूँ, इसलिए तेरा जवाब अभी दे रहा हूँ. So people around will know not to bother this guy. And have great time with the family if you want to have that. Perfectly all right. But you should know that you are more productive in these circumstances. It's all about your productivity.
because as far as me I am concerned, जब मैं इंटीग्रेटर होके काम करता हूँ तब भी मैं गिल्ट फील करता हूँ. जब मैं सेगमेंट, इसीलिए गिल्ट फील करता हूँ, हायराम मैं अपने आप को टाइम नहीं दे पा रहा हूँ, अपनी फैमिली को टाइम नहीं दे पा रहा हूँ. जब मैं सेगमेंटर हो जाता हूँ तब भी गिल्ट फील करता हूँ, हाय मैं अपने बिजनेस मेरा इग्नोर हो गया, मेरा वो इग्नोर हो गया. तो इट्स लाइक वेरी डुअल माइंडसेट आई एम इन. आई एम नॉट वेरी क्लियर व्हाट टू डू. मैं 1-to-1 पे ये पॉइंट लिख लेता हूँ आपसे डिस्कस करने के लिए डीपली, बट स्टिल आई एम इन अ डुअलिटी मोड.
Very good.
Thank you.
So my submission on this is that nobody is perfectly integrator, nobody is perfectly segmented. It's always a thin line between the two. Some people are more inclined towards being a segmenter, and somebody else would be more inclined to be integrator. And same is the case with personality type, no? Whether you're introvert or extrovert.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So, Vikrant, in a nutshell, that if you, in the dilemma that you are an integrator of this thing, and it bothers you, definitely you should segmentize. My advice will be, if it bothers you, definitely. Like, हमारे बच्चे बड़े हो गए हैं, they are on their own. We don't actually now need to much segmentize. But wherever we need to segmentize, with Sunday movie देखना है, yeah, when I sleep, I put my phone on mute. That is segmentation. My phone is on mute. किसी का भी बड़े से बड़ा आग लगने का खबर आएगा, मेरा फोन नहीं बज सकता. वो बंद है 11 बजे तक, उठेगा ही नहीं. 11 के बाद जब मैं आके चाय पीऊंगा, फोन का ऑन करूंगा रिंगर, तब रिंगर ऑन होगा. तब तक नो वाइब्रेशन, नथिंग. So that my segmentation. Sunday movie segmentation. उस टाइम फोन नहीं उठेगा.
Got it.
हो जाए. So you can segmentize your own segmentation. No need to feel frustrated about it. And you want to spend time with family, segment it. If you want to have a vacation without any interruption, do it. By all means, do it.
Got it.
Don't be in between.
Best time to spend with your family is the dinner time.
Yeah, have dinner is a great time. एक घंटा बात होता है आपस में. Very well said.
Thank you.
So, how do you manage your tasks? The most central component of time management is about how we keep track of the stuff we need to get done. So now here we are coming to the how do you manage your task? Whether it's diary, it's app, or how do you build a personalized system that works for you. Knowing all the technologies, using all the apps, I have never got rid of this. This is still my best thing in a very simple way. But some people can't do this. They are good with Trello and other apps. Perfectly all right. No problem with that system. But personalize it as per your system. If one single place where you store all your tasks, your ideas, your open questions. Having a single trusted system is the best way to be more productive and reduce stress. So all my goals, my health goals are written separately, my financial goals written separately, my long to-do list is written separately, and my daily things to do today is written separately. Even in this diary. Having all of your tasks in a single place allows you to know that you are not forgetting anything. And forgetting is the biggest frustration. It allows you to prioritize and allows you to know that you are seeing the trees but not the forest. Once you have got all your tasks across your whole life into a system, you will not have to spend energy either remembering or having them track through your brain on a constant loop. So there's task management tools. These are actually 2 Excel sheets are here on this. So it's a basic Excel, nothing rocket science there. You can do it on your diary, you can do it in Trello. But the idea is brain dump. What is brain dump? दिमाग से निकालो, कागज पे डालो, ऐप में डालो, गूगल सूट में डालो, whatever works for you. Just put it out there. Don't pressurize your brain in remembering, forgetting, and I'll call, I forgot to call, feeling guilty. गोवा का इंटरनेट ठीक नहीं है एडगर ना. You and Suraj would keep bouncing off in and out. So get this concept right, brain dump. The very first thing we need to do is creating a system which will give us a great sense of relief, which will do a brain dump. Everything could go into the system. And all of those open questions about the projects and what to do, your goals, your numbers, everything goes into that system. That one place you have all your information. So once you do your initial brain dump and then regularly brain dump into your system, you don't have to spend time thinking about same thing over and over again. And once it's in a system, your mind knows it can let go. And then accordingly you can prioritize and it won't be lost. So write it down, then transfer the notes to your system every day if you are a techie. Otherwise, my kind of system is fine. So you will be amazed at how much you can accomplish and how much easier it to focus and stay on task. So there is a brain dump exercise here in this. So tomorrow morning, write down everything on that brain dump, that whatever is in your mind, put it into the system. You want to use Trello, you want to use, Google, there are a couple of tools on Google also, or use a simple notebook. So now that your brain dump is complete, it's time to get started implementing your system. First of all, put everything there. एक कट्ठा बना दिया सारा उठा के, whatever is your financial goals, your health goals, your daily to-do list, your what you want to do with your family, friends, you want to do networking, whatever comes to your mind, जो दिमाग में रख के बैठे, let it come into on the paper. So the system is one single, where you will keep all of your tasks and projects where you will prioritize. Then will update the most important. So the format of your system is going to be based on personal preference. You don't have to follow my system. You don't have to follow what people say. Ye hona chahiye, wo hona chahiye. Whatever works for you, do that, but have a system in place. That is more important. You can have, if you are a segmenter, then you can have a separate system for home, separate for work. The system you choose is going to be an app, something that works on both mobile and desktop or paper. Some people may prefer a spreadsheet, some people prefer paper. All of that is fine. Your choice. Take your call. What are the components of your system? Whatever system you choose, you will need to have the following field, task or project name. We'll make it as specific as possible. It's easier to procrastinate something like get more clients than something specific like make a list of people in my network. Then I can reach out to. Now, amazing thing I can tell you. Very beautiful. I remember this. In my phone, I have got a list of my high value network. So I have segmentized my network into 3 areas. One is inner circle, where all my people who are high value network. People from I learn, people I want to be in touch on a weekly basis or a monthly basis. Then there is a middle. There are people, I know thousands of people come to Tajurba members, people I meet at various seminars, webinars, all those places. And the outer circle is all my social media. They are connected. I know this person is my great fan, or we exchange ideas on a LinkedIn. A lot of people are now coming to my YouTube live. I remember them by name, but I have never met them. So what happens is that virtual people come into my middle circle. They'll have once in a while coffee meeting with me. One gentleman from Australia was my Facebook friend, and he came here. He said, I want to have tea, coffee with you. One of our students, he came from Bangalore. He said, I want to have Delhi, I want to have coffee with you. He visited our office. So people from outer circle come to middle, and then from middle to inner. Inner se upar ulta nahi chalta hai. No one goes from inner circle to the middle to the outer. So always people coming from outer to middle, middle to the inner. It's a very, very amazing, simple thing I have made, and other lists are not there. List is only high value network. Those 100, 150 people, that these are people are very close to me. Either people, they are very intelligent, I learn from them. People are influencer, people who are very successful and rich. They are part of that list. How many of you have created that kind of list? Anyone has got that kind of list? Written down? Or some random?
Sir, not written down.
You know it just.
Yes, sir.
Yes. If you don't write it, you'll forget them.
Yes, sir.
एक साल निकल जाएगा, बात नहीं होगी कभी.
Right, sir.
So Sunday, when I say tell people call me on Sunday, I spend on my green tea का मेरा एक वो सीट है ऐसा जिसमें टांग लंबी करके बैठता हूँ. तो वो मैं 4 घंटे निकालता हूँ उस पर. बहुत फोन होते हैं उस दिन, बहुत फोन आते भी है जाते भी है. From that list, HVN. Note down this. Because whatever is not in the list, ये जो डॉक्टर अतुल गवांडे ने चेकलिस्ट बनाया ना, major task in life you can do with checklist, as small as planning a birthday party to doing a surgery. How many of you read that book Checklist from Atul Gawande? Anyone has read?
No.
I have.
अब तुमसे तो पूछना चाहिए कौन सा नहीं पढ़ी हो.
सलोनी सब.
I am part of a book club. तो हम ऐसी अच्छी किताबें वहाँ पे इस चक्कर में पढ़ ही लेते हैं.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful, very good habit. So who wanted the previous slide? So you block, write who to call, what to do, what to design, even a small thing like new creative required. I needed new creative for my campaign, so I got in touch with Nikhil Verma of Majestic. He's a very creative guy. I made a call to our Girija to talk about him, that how this person works and all that thing. This was all written down by design, not random. You want to set a next action date. So all these things are part of your system. How you want to design it, you don't have to go by this only, but have it there, not in your mind. The whole idea I'm trying to convey here is that put it in a notebook, even your network, I put it there that these are the people I want to always be in touch on a regular basis. Supposing you gave credit to someone which you shouldn't have, your gut feeling was saying, or you went out of your principle, your ethics, and then आपको करके वो गलत फील हुआ कि गलत किया, or you made a wrong commitment to someone. Learning from your own mistakes, or maybe you attended my today's webinar, 3 major learning, like one good takeaway. So there'll be 2, 3 from today, so you can write those. You read a wonderful book, 3 learnings from that book that day itself. Someone met me, you learn from him, maybe your friend or anybody, any major, कुछ ना कुछ आएगा. When you replay the whole thing ना, कुछ आपको आएगा. From even your child you learn something. That spark you will get, यार इसको लिख लेना चाहिए. This I should practice rest of my life.
पर ये is not better कि हम side by side ही लिख लें वो जब चीज हमने सीखी है, कि रात को ही लिखें memory के
replaying. ये तो जा रहा, आपके पास कोई आया आधा घंटा चाय पी के गया, चलो आपने उस टाइम एक नोट बना लिया, पर कभी नोट करने को नहीं है, बट यू सेड यार ये बात बढ़िया कही, सीखने वाली बात है.
तो फिर उसके बाद
टुडे सेटिंग द प्राइवेसी ब्लू टिक एक नई लर्निंग है.
So you mean to say कि डेली लर्निंग लिख ली, एंड आप एज अ पर्सनल सुरेश सर आप उसको रीड करते हो बार बार बाद में कि नहीं?
You can do it weekly. संडे को बैठा पूरा हफ्ते को रिव्यू कर लिया, what happened and what are the learnings.
So इससे क्या हेल्प मिलती है?
अरे
Vikrant, I will give reply of your question.
What I mean to say is कि these things should go in one subconscious mind naturally. जब हम ये चीजें पेन डाउन करके सबकॉन्शियस माइंड में डाल रहे हैं डेलिबरेटली, वो बेटर है कि नेचुरली जाने दें? That is my question.
नेचुरली नहीं जाता. We have a leaky bucket.
Okay.
भूल जाता है. So when you pen down, first you are replayed, तो दब गया सबकॉन्शियस माइंड में. सेकंड टाइम आपने लिखा, फिर गया सबकॉन्शियस माइंड में. थर्ड टाइम अगर पढ़ लिया हफ्ते बाद तो इनग्रेव हो गया पूरा. Instead you let it go, you don't note it down. उसी टाइम तारीफ कर दी, जैसे आपने बोला सुरेश सर ये बात बहुत अच्छी लगी आपको, बट अगर आपने उसको रिप्ले नहीं किया रात को और लिखा नहीं, तो कल हो सकता है भूल जाओगे उसको.
Very true.
विक्रम, बहुत बार ऐसे होता है कि हम लोग डिमोटिवेट हो जाते हैं अपने आप, चाहे फॉर एनी रीजन. आप कुछ नहीं, सुरेश सर की 2-4 दूसरे काइंड ऑफ वीडियो देख लेना यूट्यूब का, या सर का कौन से दिन कौन सा चीज सर ने कहा था हम लोग लिख के रखते हैं ऐसे. जैसे मैंने अभी अनंत का बोला, अनंत ने मुझे कुछ बोला था, नोट डाउन दोस थिंग्स. तो वो आप बाद में देखोगे ना, तो फिर आप रिकॉल करोगे, अच्छा अनंत उस दिन वरी पेड वाले बात कहा था इसलिए कहा था, या और अनंत ने कहा था गिरिजा आपको कभी भी ज्यादा स्ट्रेस लगे ना आप डीप ब्रीथिंग लेना, तो वो चीज मैंने लिख के रखा है। तो अदरवाइज अभी मैं सडनली रिकलेक्ट नहीं कर पाऊंगी अनंत ने मुझे 17 सितंबर को क्या बोला था।
Good.
Sir, I write a kind of a journal right now. I get this book from Amazon, which is NLP based. Okay, it has got first is like gratitude listing, what gratitude, and the other one is your goals, top goals of the year, which you are repeatedly writing, and your to-do list, and out of to-do list, what are the top 3 items which you're going to accomplish for the day. And there are checkpoints which speaks about your visualization, your meditation. Then it speaks about how many glasses of water you have taken. The limit is 6 glasses of water you have taken per day. Then next is about how you want to feel for today, whether you want to be feeling energetic, you want to feel this one, focused, whatever you want to feel for that particular day. And towards the end, this is like the morning thing, and towards the end of the day, what are the learnings for the day? Okay, and how do I rate my day, whether it is like at 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, which is how do I feel about the day, how it has gone. That
very nice, very impressive.
Personal productivity journal
readily available on Amazon. Maybe it has got 220 pages. People can just take that book and they can go on filling
Can you post in the group? That book will help everyone. I would like to read that.
It's just
WhatsApp group mein dal dena.
Sure. I'll do that.
CBLM mein.
Sir, even Surabhi Arora has written some book on the similar lines, sir.
Acha. So this is the weekly planning, monthly planning. This is how Google Calendar looks like. Goal I will not spend much time here because वो 1-to-1 में हम लोग ने किया है सबने. But I will like to take you through how I have. This is my 1000 conversion goal. Very practical, which I am currently working on, and you will all see how it is implemented. This is my December target. And we are struggling with Facebook. बहुत हमको ड्रामा कर रहा है उसमें, but we'll find a hack. So I'm doing 3 webinars every week. I need 80 conversions per webinar. So 240 per week, which will take me to the 1000. And current conversion is 15. Scale up gradually every week, 10% we are increasing the budget. I need 800 people to attend my webinar and 2,500 registration. So there are 30% people are attending and 10% are converted. This is how very precisely in last couple of months we have done our working, that how we can get there. This is how you do your goal planning. 1000 को backward करके we have done the test, we have done everything. Now we are trying different advertisement methods that how to bring the Facebook cost down. That is the only worry right now. Otherwise, having this conversion out of 800 people for me is nothing. Only the thing is the conversion cost to be brought down. Otherwise, this I can have from tomorrow itself.
So what is the conversion cost looking like?
Earlier, it was when pandemic started, it was 200-300 rupees, then it went to 1000 rupees, then it went to 2000 rupees. It's saying industry norm is 2000 rupees. And now it has gone to 3000 rupees and sometimes it's 5000 rupees. So I charge 5000 rupees, I pay to Facebook 5000 rupees.
Earning for Mark Zuckerberg.
तो जब जिस दिन कन्वर्जन उतना ही होता है मैं कहता हूँ आज तो मोमा मार्क जुकरबर्ग के लिए काम किया. So we're trying to hack that, but the 1000 will get there. Any question on this?
So basically the question is कि goals decide करने, that's something very important. अभी मुझे पता चला आपका vision देखे एज पर पर्सनल नेचर मैं गोल डिसाइड नहीं करता हूँ, वो मैंने 1-to-1 में लिखा हुआ है आपसे सीखने का, बट गोल डिसाइड करने के बाद एक्शन कैसे प्लान किया जाए वो भी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। गोल तो इट्स लाइक सोच लिया,
विदाउट एक्शन पॉइंट्स इज यूजलेस।
तो वो कैसे इफेक्टिवली प्लान किया जाता है?
अभी 1-to-1 तो उन्होंने बुक करके खत्म उस दिन किया। अब ये सब लोग करके बैठे जितने लोग यहाँ हैं, everybody has got their action point.
चलो ठीक है जी, I'm waiting for my 1-to-1.
Rinki is there, Rinki?
Yes sir.
आप तो काफी 3-4 महीने से 1-to-1 कर रहे हो, बीच में एक मिस भी किया था कि एक्शन नहीं किया, यू कॉल मी कि एक्शन नहीं किया, आई विल नॉट डू इट टुडे।
यस सर, आई थॉट कि अगर आपने दिया हुआ जो होमवर्क है, जो एक्शन प्लान हमारे बीच में डिसाइड हुए थे, आई वाज नॉट एबल टू फॉलो देम प्रॉपरली, सो उस मंथ में मेरे को स्किप करना पड़ा, बिकॉज आई न्यू कि अगर मैंने ये काम खुद नहीं किया एंड नेक्स्ट एक्शन प्लान भी मिल जाएगा, सो इट वुड बी लाइक फॉर मी वुड नॉट बी एबल टू हैंडल। बट येस, एक्शन प्लान्स जो सर देते हैं, इट इज बियॉन्ड आवर इमेजिनेशन। हम सोच भी नहीं पाते जिस लेवल का सर हमें गाइड करते हैं। देन आई एम स्टिल वर्किंग ऑन दैट। अभी भी मेरा 50% भी नहीं हुआ है, ऑल्दो but still I am working on that and I'm putting a lot of efforts to accomplish that. But yes, it's really wonderful. सर के पास ना एक चाबी है, मुझे कहना पड़ेगा, इट्स अ मिरेकल की, और जो भी 1-to-1 करता है उनसे उनको वो मिरेकल की दे देते हैं, हाथ में थमा देते हैं कि ये ले, अब चाबी का इस्तेमाल करना तेरे बस की बात है, यू डू इट। अब ये हमारी कैपेबिलिटी होती है, टैलेंट हो या स्किल हो, कि हम उसको कैसे इस्तेमाल करते हैं।
Have you started getting some results, Rinki?
Yes sir.
Have you started getting some results with those actions?
Yes sir, I am in fact, but it is still in process, but yes, of course results are coming and I am also surprised कि ये wonderful चीज हो रही है लाइफ में।
How many coaches and trainers Saloni can think of 1,000 conversions a month in the marketplace? आप तो बहुत इसमें घूमते हो, you are aware of what is going on. How many of them can think of that? And this 1,000 can be 10,000 also.
Yes.
If we can achieve 1,000, we can achieve 10,000 also. Possible.
Must be doing
You
it.
have to go out of India, sir.
Huh?
You have to go out of India also, not just in India.
Yeah, हो जाएगा।
हो जाएगा।
एक बार हमको पता है विक्रांत, बेसिकली इफ यू नो द वे कि मुझे बॉम्बे जाना है, पर 4-5 रास्ते हैं जाने के। योर एक्शन पॉइंट इज गो बाय एयर, यू विल रीच इन 2 hours. Go by train, you will reach in 18 hours. Right? Go by car, you will reach in 72 hours. Go by bicycle, you will reach next year. Go walking, और भी 2 साल लगेंगे पहुंचने में, but रास्ता यही है। So how you can fast track it to reach Mumbai? Mumbai is your goal. An action point make it the speed that how you get there. Sometime रास्ते में रोड ब्लॉक आया, स्पीड ब्रेकर आया, रास्ता बंद मिला, फिर अपना कोर्स चेंज किया, फिर कोर्स चेंज किया। गोल डजंट चेंज, द कोर्स चेंजिंग विल कीप ऑन हैपनिंग। आई हैव स्टिल नॉट फाउंड द फेसबुक ऐप। जब हमने वेबिनार शुरू किया था, माय कॉस्ट ऑफ पर रजिस्ट्रेशन वाज 10 रुपीज। एज ऑन टुडे इट इज गॉन टू 120 रुपीज। वो फेसबुक और हमारे बीच में रोज मशक्कत चल रही है, ट्राइंग डिफरेंट वीडियोस बना के डाल रहे हैं। निखिल वर्मा, जिसका मैं नाम ले रहा हूँ, एक क्रिएटिव एजेंसी हायर किया कि और अच्छे क्रिएटिव बने, लेट्स डू इट मोर प्रोफेशनली। द मोमेंट वी ब्रिंग इट टू 50 रुपीज, बूम, 1,000 conversion की तैयारी। Then this screen you will see 500 people sitting on CBLM by December. Because out of 1,000 people come there, 100 will be coming to CBLM.
Yes.
I have a question.
हाँ जी।
वो जो on the 1-to-1 we have had some action points. Now,
कौन बोल
where
रहा
can I
है?
locate those points?
अच्छा, पदम बोल रहा है।
हाँ, पदम बोल रहा हूँ।
हाँ।
Where can we locate those 1-to-1 action points and targets?
आपका वो बनाया था पीपीटी?
हाँ,
वो आपको दिया है ना मैंने, उसमें एक्शन पॉइंट लिखा हुआ है।
नहीं, व्हाट्सएप पे 1-to-1 में दिया है या मेल दिया है?
मेल नहीं, मैं व्हाट्सएप में पीपीटी उसी टाइम में भेज देता हूँ।
1-to-1 खत्म होते ही सुरेश सर का विदिन 2 minutes आपके पास वो पूरा पीपीटी पहुंच जाएगा जो आपके एक्शन पॉइंट होगा।
तो मेरा भेज दो।
हाँ
मेरा रह गया।
तेरा रह गया, अभी भेज देता हूँ। विठल को भेज दिया ना।
विक्रांत, मैं आपको सिर्फ एक चीज कहूंगी, सुरेश सर के साथ 1-to-1 करने के बाद ना, मैं 10 ईयर्स से I'm HR कंसल्टेंट विद पेरोल एंड लाइसेंसिंग। सर के साथ 1-to-1 करने के बाद, सर की छत्र छाया में आने के बाद, आई स्टार्टेड माई पेरोल सॉफ्टवेयर डिजाइनिंग। विद दैट पेरोल सॉफ्टवेयर का कोर्स डिजाइन कर रही हूँ, जनवरी में लॉन्च होगा। तो दैट इज द विजन आई गॉट फ्रॉम सुरेश सर। अभी तक कभी लाइफ में सोचा नहीं था कि कोर्स में मैं कर सकती हूँ पेरोल पे। लग रहा है कि और पेरोल प्रोसेसिंग बहुत कर लिए, अब सिर्फ कोर्स बनाना है, और जनवरी से हर महीना 20 बच्चों का एक ग्रुप बनाना है एक कोर्स के लिए। तो सर के साथ बात करने के बाद यू विल गेट दोस काइंड ऑफ थिंग।
और सब निकलेगा आपसे ही, विल ओनली ब्रेनस्टॉर्म। एंटरप्रेन्योर क्या है, विद लिटिल बिट ऑफ माय गाइडेंस, बट अल्टीमेटली आपके अंदर से आएगा, मुझे ये करना है। दैट्स अ कोच's job is to bring the best out of you, which you may not be knowing you have it in you.
Yeah, looking forward.
So this is the regular stuff, SMART goal. Now coming to the focus, single task. So when we multitask, we're doing is switching very quickly between different tasks. Our brains are not actually able to do multiple things. हमारा ब्रेन नहीं कर सकता है। We do it, खाना खाते हुए WhatsApp देख रहे हैं, हम दोनों ही काम खराब कर रहे हैं कि रिप्लाई में भी कोई गलती हो जाएगा या भूल जाएंगे, या दैट फूड विल नॉट बी वेरी यूजफुल एंड will have nutritious value for us. So attempting to multitask depletes our ability to focus. It's a big no. You single task, of course, you focus on one thing at a time and you knock that thing off your list and then you move on to the next thing. I get plenty of ideas every day, plenty of ideas. ये भी कर लें, वो भी कर लें, वो भी कर लें, वो भी कर लें. But whatever is going on and it is consuming my 16 hours, that is off the list. उसके बाद मेरा वो कहते हैं ना, जिस राह जाना नहीं उसका रास्ता क्या पूछना. You need to have that kind of focus, otherwise जिंदगी बहुत गड़बड़ हो जाती है कि if you go this way, then go this way, go this way, go this way, go this way, and attempting to do different things. Everything currently is aligned with our goals, that people will join this webinar, people will come to CBLM, people will go to Tajurba chapters in their city. That's it. These are the, all are interconnected. It's one single goal. Although it looks like three things. That also delegated. Uma will look after Tajurba, building up Tajurba. I'll build up the training and feed Tajurba members from here. When you single task, you actually accomplish your task much faster with greater accuracy and efficiency. दो नाव का सवार कहीं नहीं पहुंचता. So try focusing on one thing at a time and see how much more you can accomplish and how calm you feel. ये जो बोलते हैं ना मेरे को स्ट्रेस नहीं दिखता है, is because of this focus, total laser focus. अरे ये पिछली स्लाइड में शैलेंद्र फोकस ही तो लिखा है, इसमें क्या दूं? ये स्मार्ट गोल पढ़ा है गूगल पे, जितने भी 10,000 स्लाइड मिल जाएंगे यार.
सर वो हो गई थी, वो आपने वही कर दी थी, सिंगल टास्क वाली वही चाहिए थी बस. ओके,
इधर ज्यादा ध्यान दो, स्लाइड नहीं, एब्जॉर्ब करो इसको. There are three main sources of distraction: other people, office background conversation, ourselves when we stop mid sentence and document to go check our email, technology, addictive pull, बीच में WhatsApp देखना शुरू कर दिया. These are killing our productivity. If we want to be in control of our technology instead of technology controlling us, then we need to be proactive about these settings. So turn off all the app notifications. We have been discussing that throughout the day, which are usually text, meeting notification, and every Facebook, Instagram. No need. These are big no. आज से ही बंद कर देना. No need to know this. Instead of, अभी हम आएंगे will next slide, Pomodoro technique. You can even turn on do not disturb. Additionally, considering the ringer of your phone while you are engaged in deep focus activity. So you can wear headphones, earbuds if you need to be. If you are in a situation where is open office, there are a lot of distractions, and have the earbud. और headphone लगा लो, लोग समझेंगे कुछ कुछ जरूरी काम कर रहा है. Nobody will come and disturb you, and they know you can't hear them. So, and have a good headphone which has noise reduction thing, noise cancelling. So the time blocking is another concept, allows us to overlay our task into a calendar to make sure that we have the time to do, we set out to do. So this is basically blocking your calendar. जैसे जनार्दन भट्ट का calendar मैं आपको दिखाता हूँ. It's gone into, though verbally हुआ था, I didn't get any invite or something, but I want to show you that it's, by mistake I posted it on Saturday. This is my Monday calendar. Even YouTube Live 9:30 is there. It's a great way to keep yourself accountable and to look back and see how you've been spending your time. How many of you use Google Calendar, by the way? Strictly day by the calendar. Vikrant, you use?
No meetings confirmed before calendar.
Huh?
No meetings confirmed before calendar.
Very nice. So no need to spend much time here.
So
I use Google Calendar, sir.
Google Calendar, you mean to say the one you type your to-do list and everything? You mean to say that, right?
No, time blocking.
No.
That this 7 o'clock is this session, this time is 1-to-1. Put it in the calendar.
Yeah, थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा करना था, वो भी मैं 1-to-1 में सीखूंगा आपसे.
So, and this is my time blocking. Everything is allocated. Get up at 10 to 11 a.m. 12 to 5 p.m. 3 1-to-1 through Calendly are booked every day. 5 to 6 p.m. replying messages, office work and all that thing. 7 to 9 is my webinars mostly. बीच में नहीं होता है कभी, but उसमें भी ऐसे ही कुछ. 9:30 to 10 p.m. YouTube live. 10 to 11 p.m. dinner and family chit chat. 11 to 11:30 p.m. walk with Uma. 11:30 to 2:30 p.m. content writing. If I have to get up for 7 a.m. for Tajruba meetings, sometime I go back to sleep 10 to 12. This is how my time blocking is done, mostly. And my night, when I go to, is totally on silent. There's no vibration, there's no sound. Total mute, everything. And Sunday off का try कर रहा हूँ, अभी मिला नहीं है. But after 1st November is one of my book reading workshop I have an invite. After that, Sunday will be totally off.
Segmentation.
2023, no trainings or webinar, total focus on Tajruba. This is already planned. So breaks and rewards. The studies have shown that most productive people are actively engaged in work for an average of 52 minutes after taking a 17-minute break. This is another theory. So I'll quickly jump to the Pomodoro technique after that. So give yourself a 10-minute break to take a real walk around the block or whatever WhatsApping, Facebook you do. I want to skip this part strictly. This is very important part. This is the app. You set a task for 25 minutes. This is an Italian thing, Pomodoro Tomato technique. And I've shown you this app also in my phone. This is set at 25 minutes. So start हो गया ये.
Hello.
So after 25 minutes, I'll take a break. I'll go washroom. I'll check my WhatsApp. I'll check my Facebook if I have to check. Whatever is that for 5-minute break. But 25-minute total concentration. It's such a wonderful tool for productivity. 25 minutes we all can have without distraction.
So this app stops all the notifications and messages of your phone.
This doesn't stop anything. That you have to do. But this is a timer, give you a conscious decision that 25 minutes मुझे कुछ भी नहीं करना, जो काम कर रहा हूँ इसको करना है. So you pick up a task which gets finished in 20-25 minutes, or maybe 50 minutes का task हो, but 25 minutes के बाद break लेना है. So you don't miss that break to check your WhatsApp or check anything.
फोन जो होता है ना, वो एक माँ जैसे करती है ना, बेबी का डायपर बार बार चेक करती है, पॉटी की है कि नहीं की है, चेक जरूर करना है. तो फोन भी ऐसी बीमारी है, चेक जरूर करना है, कुछ आया नहीं आया. So that is
उसको ही ब्रेक करना है. इससे I've been able to do it.
Yeah, I think this will be helpful.
तो मैं 25 मिनट का ये मेरा एक स्टैंड है. This is a phone stand. तो इसके ऊपर ऐसे फोन रखा है, इसके ऊपर अब और कुछ नहीं है, ये पोमोडोरो लगा दिया मैंने. 25 मिनट तक मैं कंटेंट लिखता रहूंगा, स्लाइड बनाऊंगा. ये अलार्म ऑफ होगा कि अभी मेरा ब्रेक का टाइम हो गया, अभी उठो, थोड़ा उठूंगा, स्ट्रेच करूंगा, ऊपर होके आऊंगा, I'll do this little exercise. तो स्क्रीन से भी ब्रेक मिल गया. एंड आई हैव अर्न्ड दैट ब्रेक कि 25 मिनट अभी काम किया, कुछ भी फोन नहीं देखा. अभी I have the right to check my WhatsApp and everything.
तो इसमें फिर जब आपकी कोई इनकमिंग कॉल आती है, यू कैन नॉट लिसन दैट इनकमिंग कॉल, यू कैन नॉट सी, स्क्रीन पे सिर्फ टाइमर रहता है?
कुछ नहीं,
सिर्फ टाइमर रहता है स्क्रीन पे।
ऑफ कर दो सारा कुछ,
ओके,
म्यूट पे डाल दो, कुछ भी करना है, या मिस कॉल आ जाएगा कोई बात नहीं, वो साइलेंट पे रहेगा, कहीं आग नहीं लगने वाली, कॉल बैक ना इन दैट ब्रेक टाइम।
तो सर इसको दोबारा से हमें रीसेट करना पड़ता है या ये 24 आवर्स में 25 मिनट्स पे अपने आप रीसेट?
25 मिनट्स का ही है, एक बार 25 मिनट्स खत्म, फिर 25 मिनट्स।
अच्छा, ऑटोमेटिकली हो जाता है ये?
हाँ, दिस इज only app only for 25 minutes. You can't do 20, okay. You can't do 30.
Okay.
So this is set on a very psychological level that 25 minutes का practice कर रहे हो focus work के ऊपर, without any interruption, without any distraction, and then you are earning your break.
कौन सा ऐप है? What is this app?
Pomodoro.
Pomodoro.
That's Pomodoro.
Pomodoro. ये अपने डेस्कटॉप पे भी होता है।
Sir, I have used this one. I get this repeat alarm. This one also. Every 20-minute reminder I have kept.
Yeah, plenty of apps there. There are certain apps के वो आपका 25 मिनट के लिए साइलेंट भी कर देंगे, इंटरनेट भी बंद कर देंगे। So nothing can bother you. So this technique is named for an Italian tomato timer. Pomodoro is a super simple technique, quite a popular one. You're going to select a task, a project, or a batch of tasks, then you're going to set a timer for 25 minutes. That's your Pomodoro work on the task uninterrupted until the timer goes off. Keep your notebook or a note-taking app next to you, and if a thought pops into your head, जो इसने बताया ना worry pad, तो जैसे हम कोई थॉट अलग से आ गया, उसको वहां लिख लिया, इसको बॉदर नहीं किया जो काम कर रहे हो। Then you take a 5 minutes break. You repeat the step above after 4 Pomodoro rows. Take a longer 15 or 20 minutes break. After 4 Pomodoro, then earn your 15-20 minutes break. So here is the conclusion: 2-minute rule and the one-touch rule. Perhaps the simplest and my favorite tip of all time is the 2-minute rule. जो कुछ तो 80% काम जो जिंदगी की वरी और प्रॉब्लम है, तुरंत किया तो खत्म, तुरंत बिल पे किया, तुरंत जवाब दिया, तुरंत जब भी मैसेज देखा इस ब्रेक में उसी टाइम जवाब दिया। टेक केयर ऑफ योर मेजर वरीज। 3-4-5 काम रह जाते हैं उसके बाद। ये बीच बीच में जब फोन और सारा दिन व्हाट्सएप चलता है ना, दैट ईट्स अवे मेजर टाइम। दिस इज अ वंडरफुल हैक। उमा अप्रिशिएट क्वाइट ए लॉट कि मेरा कोई चीज खराब होता है मैं इमीडिएटली रिपेयर कराता हूँ। आई विल नेवर कीप इट टिंगिंग। अभी कल मैंने यहाँ प्रिंटर पहले होता था तो मेरे बैकग्राउंड में अमित चतुर्वेदी ने बोला अवार्ड रख दो, तो प्रिंटर यहाँ से इधर साइड टेबल पे किया, तो हियर इट वाज कनेक्टेड टू द इन्वर्टर। नाउ यस्टरडे आई वांटेड टू प्रिंट समथिंग, 2 घंटा लाइट नहीं थी और दैट पावर स्विच इज नॉट इंटरेस्ट। आज बुला के इलेक्ट्रीशियन को पहला काम वो करा दिया। नेक्स्ट टाइम दिस शुड नॉट रिपीट। एक बार यहाँ 24 घंटे का पावर फेलियर था, मेरा वेबिनार नहीं हो पाया। आई गॉट अ सेपरेट इन्वर्टर इंस्टॉल्ड इन माय ऑफिस हियर इटसेल्फ। मुझे बाकी के ऑफिस से कुछ नहीं लेना है, एक फुल फ्लैश मुझे अपना इन्वर्टर चाहिए, so that this should not happen again. So these small things, small hacks in life. My phone is always charged, 100% चार्ज मिलेगा सुबह से रात तक। गाड़ी में चार्जर, पावर बैंक इन द बैंक। My keys are at one place, my passport is at one place. My trouser, dark trouser one place, light trouser one place, dark socks one place, light socks one place. So these small hacks saves lot of time. मैं लोगों का पढ़ता हूँ, एयरपोर्ट चलेगा आईडी बोल गए। मेरे लेके गया था किसी को, अपने कुलीग को न्यूयॉर्क, हमको फ्लाइट से वापस आना पड़ा, आईडी नहीं था। That is pre-9/11. तब भी उन्होंने भेज दिया था, started the ID system. They said go back, without ID will not board you. So he forgot his ID. My wallet at one place. So these small things are big time savers. If a paper comes across your desk, file it. If you see a mess on the floor, clean it up. If you get an invitation RSVP, in 2 minutes rule allows you to keep your system in check. मुझे कागज फाइल या फाड़ने का इतना शौक है कि I read a joke about American president. Oh, there was a janitor was cleaning and a paper goes into the president window. So भाग के गया, वापस आया, बोला क्या हो गया? कहता he has already signed it. तो या तो साइन करो, फाइल करो, हटाओ, या तो जल्दी हटाओ पेपर को. Be clean on the desk. छोटा सा भी कुछ गिर जाता है, I'll take a tissue and wipe it off. I can't see that the glass का mark है या कुछ भी पड़ा है. If it takes less time than 2 minutes, it's not worth putting in the system. And it's not worth thinking about again. Just do it now. And the one-touch rule. What this means is that for all incoming items, you only want to touch them once. Specifically, this applies to email, text, mail, or paper. Anything that's coming in your virtual or physical inbox with the one-touch rule, your aim is to only touch it incoming item once if you don't have time to fully respond to email. Don't even read them until you do have time. Janardhan, we are done. This is the last slide. एक one good thing तो share करके जाओ यार.
हाँ हाँ जरूर जरूर.